Here comes your 1-minute time check for this Auburn broadcast. Mark. "30 seconds till broadcast. Mark.
The following is an exclusive presentation of the Auburn Sports Network, a division of Playfly Sports.
For the second time in a week, Auburn preps for a potential trap game after the Tigers obliterated Ohio State on Saturday, and before they head to Birmingham to face Purdue, Georgia State comes calling. Good evening, War Eagle from Neville Arena with Randall Dickey and Brad Law. I'm Andy Burcham. Auburn trailed 3-0 Saturday in Atlanta. It was the only lead of the day for the Buckeyes. SEC Player of the Week Janai Broome became the first 2020 man since Kelvin Artister in 1989. Broome pumped in 21 points with a career-high 20 rebounds, 5 assists, and 0 turnovers, leading Auburn to a 91-53 win over OSU. Georgia State is 4-6. Jonas Hayes has put together a team with 7 transfers and 4 freshmen. Zariq Nutter leads the Panthers at nearly 18 points per game. Nick McMullen leads the Sun Belt with 9.9 rebounds per contest. Auburn is the consensus number 2 team in the country. No time to let down before a trip to Birmingham and the national runner-up. The CBNS Bank Countdown to Tip-Off starts now.
Exclusive pre-game coverage of the Tigers begins now with the CBNS Bank Countdown to Tip-Off. Coming up, analysis, interviews, and a look around college basketball. CBNS Bank has been family, community, and financially strong since 1906. Visit cbsbank.com. Alongside Coach Randall Dickey, here's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham.
The last time Auburn and Georgia State met was here at Neville Arena in 2022, and Auburn struggled with the Panthers that night. Ended up winning, but boy, they will get a test tonight, Randall Dickey, from this Georgia State ball club that really has nothing to lose.
Well, that's true, and everyone's going into their league play. It's not far away. Right before the holidays, everybody wants to really go into the holidays with a good feeling about themselves, so their teams are going to play very hard. Georgia State brings a unique group in here, combined with the portal transfers and the junior college transfers. They've got a really assembled. They have yet to hit their stride. Talking to their coaches earlier, just they feel like it is right around the corner. The Tigers did not want that to happen tonight.
They also bring a couple former Tigers on the coaching staff in here to Neville Arena tonight.
They sure do. It's a wonderful feeling to always welcome back, you know, the people that has played at Auburn and been a factor at Auburn, also been affiliated with the great Tiger organization and the great alumni, and we certainly will welcome Alan Payne back. And for 40 minutes we'll be against him, but we love him for the best in the world.
Alan Payne, a former Auburn Tiger point guard. His wife, Tyrese, was a fabulous player on the women's team, and now at Georgia State. As a matter of fact, you're going to hear from Alan at halftime tonight. All right, again, we talked about this before Richmond. This is a potential trap game. You come off of a big win on Saturday. You've got another big ball game in the Big Ten this Saturday. How does Auburn avoid that trap game, that letdown here tonight?
Well, I think this is where we are in our program. I think the coaching staff has gone to another step and another level. given the fact that you got a number of things that's on the line. You got Coach Pearl's record in front of you. You got the 58-game non-conference win streak ahead of you. You got your 59th sellout. You got 5 quad 1 wins. You want to continue to keep your eye on the bigger picture, and you cannot let that happen. To do that, you take on the mentality of every time you play it, regardless of what opponent, you prepare yourself to go play your game, establish yourself offensively, defensively, and in special teams, and that's no different tonight.
Auburn and Georgia State tonight to run down the rest of the schedule around the Southeastern Conference in the country. We bring in Bradford T-Law.
Andy, thank you very much. And when we say the SEC is clearly the dominant league in men's college basketball, here's what we mean. 3 undefeated teams, 3 of the top 5, 5 of the top 10, 7 of the top 15 in the AP poll come from this league. 4 games already underway tonight, 2 others just tipping off.
Hey, Brad, you're over-modulating. Can you come down some?
All right, let's get right to those in-game updates. Tennessee right behind Auburn, ranked 2nd in the net ratings. They are hosting Western Carolina, and it's a quick start for the Volunteers. They're out to a 31-15 lead with 3 minutes to go in the first half. In Charlotte, 7th ranked and unbeaten Florida against 6-4 North Carolina in the Jumpman Invitational. And the Gators are out to a 33-18 lead over the Tar Heels 14 minutes into that matchup. 17th ranked Ole Miss at home against Southern. Rebels lead 27-20, 7 and change to go in the first half. South Carolina brings a 4-game winning streak into tonight's rivalry meeting with number 25 Clemson. All 7 Gamecock wins this year are against quad 3 and 4 teams. Clemson would be a quad 1 win, and the Gamecocks are out to a quick start. They're leading 24-20 in Columbia with 5.5 minutes to go in that first half. They are just underway in Columbia, Missouri. Tigers hosting Jack State. 3 of the next 4 for the Tigers are against teams from our state, including the SEC opener here at Neville Arena. They're also just underway in Jackson, where Mississippi State is taking on 5-4 Central Michigan, a tune-up against the Chips before they play at Memphis Saturday. And at 8 o'clock tonight, LSU hosts 1-9 Stetson. Fighting Tigers looking to bounce back from their loss to SMU over the weekend. Now it's time for What's on the Menu, presented by Whataburger. Jalapeno cream cheese, jalapeno ranch, and pickled, jalapenos. Try the friendly heat of the new Bacon Blaze Jalapeno Double, cooking for a limited time at Whataburger. On the menu tonight, our 60-second scout of the Panthers pregame visit with head coach Bruce Pearl, Coach Dickey's keys to the game, and more. The CB&S Bank countdown to tip-off continues in a moment.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we are proud supporters and huge fans of Auburn basketball. Whoa, Regal, hey! Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like cookouts. Cornhole with friends. Ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad. The one with the feta. Oh, sorry. Or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out Forte, Soul, and don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn Athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Whoa, Rico.
You're listening to Auburn Basketball. Now more of the CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off.
We are counting it down to Auburn and Georgia State tonight from Neville Arena. Brad Law courtside, and it's time to talk a little more about the Panthers. Georgia State is the winningest Division I college basketball program in the state of Georgia since the start of the 2011-12 season. Since the start of that season, Georgia State's won 61% of its games. They are 248 and 162. Panthers have also made 4 NCAA tournaments in the last decade. The other 5 D1 programs in the state of Georgia have combined for 4 NCAA tournaments in that time. But what about this iteration of the Georgia State Panthers? Let's get a 60-second scout from Auburn assistant Corey Williams.
We got to get back in transition. They do a great job of pushing the basketball and scoring early. So we got to get back and establish our defense. They also got 2 post players that are really, really good. They will pitch post us to death, catching at the elbow, trying to drive down the lane. They also use a lot of duck ins too. And so our guys got to stay up top, on top of them, so they can't duck in very easily. And then we have to run our offense. They're not good in transition as well, so we got to run hard. Our post guys got to run to the rim, establish post position. We got to try to feed them the basketball. But a good basketball team that we got to come out to play. They came in our arena and practiced hard, and this is the big game. All those Georgia kids that they have, that thought they should be coming to Auburn, now here's their opportunity.
What do you expect out of their half-court defense?
Well, I think they're going to play a little zone too to try to throw us off balance. They will pressure the wings a little bit. They'll stay on top of us as our guards are trying to come up, and then they're going to pressure us 94 feet. So we got to be ready for that. We got to handle the ball, handle the pressure, make sure we don't turn the basketball over. If we do those things, we're going to have a good night tonight.
The 60-second scout from Coach Williams is presented by the Raymond J. Harbert College of Business. That is home to 7 top 25 programs in the U.S. News & World Report rankings. Harbert, inspiring business. 4 players in double figures for Georgia State: Edwards, Nutter, Lane, and McMullen, and all 4 are seniors. BP really praised the front court. Caesar Edwards, 6'10", 210, nearly 12 points, 7 rebounds a game, and Zariq Nutter, 6'7", 210, 18 points and 4 boards per contest. A very formidable front line for the Tigers to deal with here tonight. Auburn is healthy tonight, and that brings us to our pregame medical report, which is presented by East Alabama Health. Their team of first responders are proud to provide first aid care at Neville Arena and at every Auburn Athletics home event. Miles Kelly seemed to aggravate his wrist in the closing stages of the Ohio State game. It was reported earlier yesterday that Bruce Pearl said that he was fine, so we expect to see Miles Kelly at full strength and the rest of the Tigers at full strength as well here tonight against Georgia State. Panthers have gone back into the locker room, just a handful of Tigers still on the floor, which you can see if you're watching the Courtside Cam, which is presented by CB&S Bank. That's on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel. Once the game starts, we'll flip that camera around. You can watch Andy Burcham and Coach Randall Dickey call tonight's ball game. We thank you for tuning in from wherever and however you are listening or watching tonight. When we come back, the voice of the Tigers talks to the head coach of the Tigers. The Bruce Pearl pregame report follows these announcements from your local stations. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Hip pain is not to be taken lightly. It could be a sign of hip impingement. If pain, stiffness, or limping persists, see a hip specialist at the orthopedic clinic. Treatment includes non-surgical options, but if surgery is needed, minimally invasive arthroscopic hip surgery is only available locally at the orthopedic clinic. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. Call for an appointment, 334-749-8303, or visit theorthoclinic.com.
For loving expert care for your pets, visit Moores Mill Animal Hospital, located at 2120 Moores Mill Road. Their skilled team is dedicated to keeping your furry friends healthy and happy. Moores Mill Animal Hospital offers spay, neuter, vaccines, boarding, and much more. Moores Mill Animal Hospital, where pets are family. Call us today at 334-821-7739 or visit mmvets.com. Experience the Moores Mill Animal Hospital difference today.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
For 60 years, Four Seasons Federal Credit Union has been your trusted partner in financial services. With our awesome products and services, competitive rates, and lower fees, we've helped countless members achieve their financial goals. Join us so we can help you. Accounts federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Some restrictions apply. Ask for more details.
Big eating in Auburn and Opelika means Big Mike's Steakhouse. Famous for high-quality steaks cooked to perfection on an open-fire grill served in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. It's happy hour at Big Mike's every Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 6 and half off select appetizers, draft beer, and well drinks. And don't forget, a Big Mike's gift card will always be the perfect gift for Big City Steak in your hometown. It's Big Mike's Steakhouse in Auburn at Shiggjerd Parkway and Wire Road.
Ford presents our exclusive pre-game visit with head coach Bruce Pearl.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3!
Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Auburn Tigers. Here's Andy Burcham with Coach Pearl.
You talked about it yesterday in your presser. I know there's going to be a moment of silence tonight for Chet Williams. It's just a tremendous loss for this entire campus.
Yeah, Chet's had great impact on this university, in particular in our athletic department and our football program. Countless numbers of student athletes and coaches and families and donors and friends and people that he ministered to and people that supported him and were part of that FCA Fellowship Christian Athletes families. It's just devastating, and it just shows you that life obviously can be short sometimes, and this is no dress rehearsal. It just reminds you to try to make the most of what we have here and pray that we all know that Chet is in a better place, but this place is not better without Chet.
Biggest challenge tonight against Georgia State?
Well, they're really athletic. They're going to be really excited about playing. They led in the second half against us the last time we played Georgia State. They're from the same conference as Appalachian State, Sun Belt Conference. All these guys have transferred in. They all transferred into Georgia State, wanting to go to Georgia or Auburn, and all of them were really close enough to be looked at. We looked at a lot of these guys, and wound up taking like a Miles Kelly instead of a Nutter, or a Lane, or things like that. So these guys are, and I think coming off of playing Ohio State, where Ohio State had obviously it was the Ohio State University, but they were a little down and they were way undersized, and they didn't, they just didn't play as hard and physically. This team's going to play hard. They're going to play physically. They're a little. They do some things after the whistle that I'm not in love with, but that's just I'll at least at this point I'll just chalk that up to playing hard, and so we're gonna have to keep our cool too, because they're really handsy. They push, they grab, they shove, they hold. It'll be very, very much like an SEC team. So I know people are sort of looking at, well, it's Georgia State and whatever the Ken Palm says we're supposed to win by or things like that. I think you can throw a lot of that out the door tonight.
This is a team that will try and get out and run, even against the Tigers.
Good in transition. They score early. They'll throw it ahead. They've got very confident players, and that ball, and they'll run pretty good stuff, but they'll make really good individual plays. They got great speed and quickness. They can shoot the basketball. They'll play two centers. And both the centers are potential double type guys that are able to do it at kind of at a really high level. Their front line, for example, is just much bigger, much stronger, much more physical than Ohio State's front line, shockingly. But that's what the transfer portal will do. That's what getting 10 transfers, potentially, obviously, can do. So the way I look at it is it's a great exercise for us, because we'll have to do certain things that'll require us to, play well, require us to work on some things to improve in order to, win the ball game. And, defensively, they're going to get after us. They're going to extend. They're going to make it difficult for us to catch the ball and run our sets. And my guess is expose some more weaknesses for this team.
walking up here, I noticed that the Outlive T-shirts are available for purchase. So make sure when you come to the ball games between now and late January, you get your Outlive shirt.
Yeah, we see way too many people walking by the table, and I know they don't have their shirts yet. You know, this year, because the Outlive game is going to be in January, it's going to be earlier this year, we actually have like 4 or 5 fewer home games to sell the shirt. That's a lot of games short to sell the shirt. So thank you for reminding me, Andy. Obviously, this game tonight is really the only time people will have an opportunity to buy that as a Christmas stocking stuffer. And we sure hope that people will sell us out of T-shirts tonight, because every shirt that we sell, you know, there's about 50% profit in the cost of making that shirt. It's going to go to a cancer patient. It's going to go to a family. It's going to go to somebody that can't afford the right medicine, that is behind on some bills as they've missed time for work because they're sick from chemo and they just need help to pay their mortgage. This is not about research. It's not about solving the tragedy of cancer. It's about financially every year giving about $250,000 to people here in the state of Alabama to just help them financially be able to afford what it takes to fight this cancer.
All the best tonight, War Eagle.
War Eagle. This is Coach Bruce Pearl on the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. I tell my team that if we play smart, out-hustle the competition, and work hard each and every day, we can be winners. And you know what? That's how Ford F-150 does it too. Offering an outstanding combination of smart tech, power, and capability, F-150 is the key to help me win the day. Hey, why don't you see how the official truck of the Auburn Tigers can help you? Go to buyfordnow.com or see your local Ford dealer today. War Eagle.
It's a great day to get vaccinated. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take the steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Children and teens can still catch up on their vaccinations even if they start late. Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccine. Let's all do our part to get back on track. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
Thinking of advancing your career with a master's degree in business? If so, consider the graduate degree choices at Auburn University's Harbert College of Business. Ranked among the nation's best, we offer full-time and online programs in finance, supply chain management, information systems, accounting, and business administration. Learn more at harbert.auburn.edu.
You're listening to Auburn Basketball. Now more of the CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off.
We are closing in on the lineups and the opening tip. Coach Randall Dickey, your keys to the game tonight for the Tigers.
You know, I think it's really a good point. It's a bit tricky sometimes playing around the holidays. School is over, but basketball should be your focus. And can we do that tonight? And I think the biggest thing is Auburn's got to establish their tempo. And do that offensively. They set the pace of the game by their ball movement, by their transition offense, and with the timing of their plays. You also got to continue to sharpen the timing of your special plays or your special teams. What I call the special teams are the two-man plays, the flex cut. You also got to have the good sideline and baseline out of bounds that Auburn is really known for nationally. And I think those two things, if we do those, the cross-cutting, the flex cut, the level of ability of our players, I think should take precedent over Georgia State tonight.
Defense without fouling, always a key, especially early in a game like this, right?
Yeah, because you always have this kind of game, and you're coming off a great win against Ohio State in Atlanta last weekend, and you always have guys that, just feels like they need to do a little bit more, and they press too much, and they end up in foul trouble.
All right, Coach's Keys to the Game are brought to you by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Starting lineups and the opening tip straight ahead. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Alabama Education Association is the member-driven voice of Alabama's education employees. AEA members are teachers, education support professionals, administrators, professors, future teachers, and education retirees. Joining the Alabama Education Association has never been easier. Use their new online membership for a fast, safe, and secure way to join today. Visit myaea.org to learn more.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Listen closely. Hear those bubbles? That mouth-watering waterfall? Delicious. Ice cold. And zero sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, this is Coach Hugh Freeze. Tackle game day with the irresistible taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. War Eagle.
Damaging an underground utility can cause a lot more problems than you think. By causing a potentially avoidable damage to underground utilities, there's many scenarios that do not end well. To keep the gas, power, water, and internet running, using 811 to have your underground utilities marked is a critical piece of the damage prevention process, whether you're a homeowner or an excavator. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. Visit al811.com for more information.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. You could say we know a thing or two about tradition. We've been family, community, and financially strong since we began in 1906. Being a team player is part of our culture. That's why at CB&S Bank, we are proud supporters and huge fans of Auburn basketball. Whoa, Regal, hey! Visit cbsbank.com today. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We're counting down to the opening tip. Time to introduce the starting five.
Left wing, three ball, Denver short. He runs down his own rebound. Drives to the hole, up and under, and in. At the top, Denver three. Yes, Denver a three. Good for Auburn!
Great movement. When Auburn is at their best, they take the ball from one side of the floor to the other, and they did, and found Denver Jones wide open for a three-point shot.
Denver Jones, New Market, Alabama, Memphis Day Academy.
Ahead, Miles Kelly. Kelly waits for numbers. Just drives to the hole, up and in.
Nice play, coast to coast.
Low post pass for Miles. Turnaround jumper, good. Miles Kelly, three, bang.
Oh, boy, that looked good going through from a deep corner. The ball just barely did wrinkle the net.
Out to the top. Miles Kelly to tie it. Bang!
Miles Kelly, Stone Mountain, Georgia, Parkview High School, Hargrave Military Academy.
Chad Baker-Mazar on the right wing. Spins. Outside the arc, pops a long three. Good. Right wing three, Chad Baker. It's good!
Big three ball. Auburn Tigers are carving them up on the offensive end.
Left wing pass, Chad Baker-Mazar. Penetrates, drive, up with a shot. Good! And a foul! He went in backwards and knocked that one home.
Chad Baker-Mazar, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, Colonia High School.
Fadeaway, Janai, 13-footer, didn't get it. Rebound, Cardwell in traffic. Out to the top, Janai. 4-3, good!
Unbelievable.
12 to shoot. Broom, down the lane to the hole, dumps it! Quick two-hand. Janai had taken three, drives, up with three, bang! Tap up by Broom, it's good!
Janai Broom, Plant City, Florida, Tampa Catholic High School.
Dylan Cardwell down the lane with the running one-hander. Good! Lobs it. Cardwell to the hole. One hand, right hand, Emma. A career day for DC. Lobs it. Cardwell dumps it. Oh, an alley-oop. Dear goodness.
Unbelievable high-low action between Broom and Cardwell, and Dylan knows what to do with it point blank.
Dylan Cardwell, Augusta, Georgia, McEachern High School.
The starting lineups have been presented by Great Southern Wood, makers of Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Four wins shy of Auburn's career mark for wins held by the legendary Joel East. 209 and 120 in his 30th season as a college coach, a record of 671 and 265. Before we get to the lineups for Georgia State, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Georgia State 4-6. The Panthers open Sun Belt Conference play Saturday at Troy. Jonas Hayes from Georgia in his third season in Atlanta, a record of 28-43 in his fourth season overall. Spent some time as the interim head coach at Xavier before going to Georgia State. His record is 32-43. Tenari Lane, a 6'5" redshirt freshman from Atlanta, will start at one guard. He averages 14.5 points, 3 rebounds a game. Malachi Brown on another wing, a 6'1" sophomore from Buford, Georgia, and Legacy Early College. 8.3 points, 3.9 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Zarik Nutter, a 6'7" senior out of Newark, New Jersey, a transfer from Northern Illinois, leads Georgia State at 17.9 points, 4 rebounds, 2.4 assists. On the inside, 6'8" senior Nick McMullen from Greensboro, North Carolina, transferred from UNC Asheville, 10 points, and leads the Sun Belt at 9.9 rebounds a game. And Cesar Edwards, a 6'10" senior from Hartsville, South Carolina, a transfer from Missouri State, 11.8 points, 7.1 rebounds, and he leads Georgia State with a block per game. Lane, Brown, Nutter, McMullen, Edwards for Georgia State, Jones, Kelly, Baker, Mazzara, Cardwell, and Broom for Auburn. The officials tonight: Steven Anderson, Olandis Poole, and Landon Brandis. Auburn, the home white uniforms, tops and bottoms, with the blue numerals and lettering and the orange trim. Georgia State in all black uniforms, tops and bottoms, with white numerals and the Georgia State blue trim here tonight. With Randall Dickey Bradlaugh, I'm Andy Burcham. Glad to be back with you at Neville Arena. The Tigers are back on the road on Saturday. A neutral site game at Legacy Arena in Birmingham against Purdue, the national runner-up. That's a 3:30 tip-off from the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center. Our coverage on the Auburn Sports Network Saturday begins at 3. But first things first, take care of business. This ball club needs to continue to improve, because not only is Purdue looming for Auburn, that Southeastern Conference schedule starting with Missouri is looming at the start of January.
Well, you have 2 non-conference games left at home. You want to always defend your own territory, and you do that by defending, preparing yourself offensively, having the right mindset, and I think the Tigers have that kind of mentality. But you always have another opponent that always brings different challenges. Are they going to change defenses? Are they going to press a different way than we have seen? Throwing wrinkles at us that we have not seen will help us going into SEC play.
This is a Georgia State team that will try and get and outrun Auburn here tonight. We haven't seen many teams that have been successful doing that.
Well, I don't wish them any luck, but I know they got their hands full with the Tigers, because I think we're one of the most prolific fast break teams in the country and one of the most efficient. When we really dominate the defensive glass, come off those boards, and we're wheeling up the floor, pushing the ball, with whether it's Denver Jones handling it or Tahad Pettifer, and our wings like Miles Kelly and Mazzara, and those 2 big guys running the floor, we're as good as anybody that plays the game this year.
Auburn has 4 players, including 3 starters, Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, Chad Baker Mazzara, and Tahad Pettifer coming off the bench, that are all shooting above 40% from 3. And that same quartet is at 87% or better from the free throw line.
Well, that is absolutely phenomenal, and it's a tribute to them. They have unbelievable form. They've been taught at an early age the correct way to shoot it, and they also, for young kids to watch them play, they use the same routine over and over every time they shoot the ball, and they just have a great deal of confidence as well.
Landon Brandis will step into the center circle, toss this one up. It will be between Cesar Edwards and Janai Broom. Janai Broom coming off of a monster game against Ohio State Saturday with 21 points, a career-high 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, and 2 blocks.
In 26 minutes, which is an amazing number of minutes.
Yes, indeed.
And being so productive.
Auburn wins the tap. Denver Jones to the basket to our left, hits Broom out at the top of the circle. Back to Denver Jones. On the right side, Miles Kelly, a screen from Broom. Hands back to Janai at the top, 14 to shoot. Step back, now drives down the right side of the lane against McMullen. Fade away off the glass, he didn't get it. And the rebound pulled in by Edwards for Georgia State. Zarik Nutter up the floor. Underneath the pass over the head of Nick McMullen and out of bounds.
Well, it shows that Georgia State is going to run. They're going to run fast. They had a rim run there and really wide open. It just went right through his hands.
A turnover for Georgia State, which averages just over 13 a game. Broom from Jones at the point. Now Miles Kelly off the left wing. Janai drives into the lane, down the lane with the right hand. He didn't get it. Tapped up by Caldwell. Keeps it alive, but it comes to Cesar Edwards.
A 2 straight strips went to Broom right off the bat. He's got bumped both times. He hadn't got the call, but it just hasn't gone down for him.
Tenary Lane at the right wing, picked up by Miles Kelly. They force him right. Top of the circle now for Edwards. Left-hand dribble off the left side, ball batted away. Chad Baker-Mazara drives to the hole with the left hand, scores!
Absolutely, a beautiful defensive play. He ran through the pass, deflected it out in front, chased it down, and went and laid it in.
Drive to the hole by Chad Baker-Mazara gives Auburn a 2-0 lead. 18:39, first half of play. Georgia State basketball, McMullen down the left side, cut off by Dylan Cardwell. Top of the circle now for Edwards. Edwards picks up his dribble, picked up aggressively by Broom. In the key, 5 to shoot, fadeaway. It was blocked. Underneath, shot is up by Lane. He missed it. Rebound McMullen, no Cardwell. Clears. Baker-Mazara ahead Kelly. Miles on the left wing, down to the low post for Janai. Janai back to the basket against Edwards. Spins past Edwards to the hole, banked it in.
He's the best in the country when he has that angle. He's got his body between you and the backboard. He can sure finish on that side.
Boy, a marvelous drop step to the basket. 4-0 Auburn. Under 18 minutes to go in the first half of play. Malachi Brown to the left wing for Tenary Lane. Out to the top and a drive by McMullen to the hole against Broom. Goes up, wild shot, didn't get it. Rebound McMullen. Broom is off the floor with a bad right shoulder. He goes completely off the floor and into the Auburn locker room. And Auburn will have to go to the bench. And Chaney Johnson comes in. It was on the rebounded shot. And Broom ran off the floor and into the locker room immediately.
I sort of got blocked out, but it looked like he went over the camera well there. And
he was holding his right shoulder as he left the floor. Out of bounds, baseline left. Malachi Brown will trigger. Lobs it. Inbounds to Edwards against Miles Kelly at the left wing. To Nutter, top of the circle. Nutter backs up against Denver Jones. 4-0 Auburn, 11 to shoot for Georgia State. Zariq Nutter gets a screen. Drives against Cardwell. He banked it up and in.
Georgia State's playing with a lot of confidence. They're running their sets. They run that really high post ball screen. Drove it all the way to the basket that time.
A screen, Jones down the left side of the lane to the hole, up and under, he didn't get it. And the rebound pulled in by Nutter. Drives ahead, Nutter goes up for a shot, Cardwell blocked it.
Transition defense has all of a sudden stuck its head up twice. We're going to have to get back because they are pushing the ball fast up the floor.
Out of bounds, baseline right for Georgia State as they wipe up some perspiration along the baseline. Brown will trigger into the right corner for Edwards. Brings it out to the wing. Bounce pass top of the circle for Zariq Nutter. Picked up by Denver Jones. Gets a high post screen. Lobs it to Edwards, who provided the screen. 15 feet away, spins. Left side, fade away. It's up, it's missed. Rebound pulled in by Miles Kelly.
Good
Here's Auburn
defensive
breaking
series
the other
for the
way.
Tigers.
Kelly between the rings. Passes the ball top of the circle for Denver Jones. Denver on the right wing. Guarded closely there by Brown. Top of the circle, Chad Baker-Mazara gets a screen. Steps into a 3-ball, didn't get it. And the rebound pulled in down the left side by McMullen. McMullen ahead to Zariq Nutter. 4-2 Tigers, 16:26 in the first half. Down the left side near the corner, it's Edwards. Edwards working on to Dylan Cardwell. Tries to bat Dylan away. Backs him in, fade away, air ball. Rebound, Chad Baker-Mazara. Here's Auburn the other way. Across midcourt, puts it into high gear, drives, tried to dunk it. He was fouled on the play. He'll go to the line for a couple.
Boy, it was outstanding defense, back-to-back series, Andy. The Tigers got a shutout. That time it led to a coast-to-coast transition play by Mazara.
Again, Janai Broom went off the floor on trying to get a rebound at the defensive end of the floor. He looked to be holding his right shoulder as he left. He immediately left the sideline and went to the Auburn locker room.
He is yet to return.
Right. Chad Baker-Mazar at the line for a couple. 91% from the stripe this season for CBM. First free throw is good.
It was good to see CBM get a defensive rebound. He didn't have to give it up. He raced the ball down and got it all the way to the basket and got fouled.
Malachi Brown was called for the foul, by the way, the first on Georgia State. 5-2 Auburn. Chad Baker-Mazar can take the lead to 4 right here. 16:09 in the first half of play. And he knocks home both.
Gives the Tigers a chance to get in their full court press. They will make it hard for Georgia State to catch the ball on the inbounds.
Still looking, still looking, still looking, still looking. 5 seconds.
Outstanding defensive. What a presence. The thing that it surprises teams that play against Auburn is Auburn's great length on the front line as far as the front line of their press.
Chaney Johnson will trigger baseline right for Auburn. Tigers lead 6-2 with 16:09 to go in the first half of play. That's the third turnover already for Georgia State here in the first nearly 4 minutes of action. Auburn out of bounds, baseline right. Chaney Johnson waits for the ball. Lobs it. Chad Baker-Mazar runs it down. Low post, Chaney. Turnaround jumper. Good. 8-2 Auburn. They get the ball inbound quickly, laying up the floor. Now across midcourt, Edwards against Cardwell. Tries to bump him, does twice, goes up, whistle foul on Dillon. I will say this. I think that Edwards initiated the contact but got the call as well. 15:53 to go in the first half. Auburn 8, Georgia State 2. Take on game day with the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
Welcome back to the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. I've seen a lot of basketball, and I can tell you that to stay on top, you got to adapt, stay focused, and innovate. That's what wins championships. That's how Ford F-150 and the Ford Super Duty stay at the top of the truck game. For 47 consecutive years, Ford F-Series has been America's #1 selling truck because they deliver what you need to win the day. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or see your local Ford dealer today. Tell them Coach Pearl sent you.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
If your day sounds like,
we need the report ASAP.
You deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more reps, 2 more.
You deserve this ice-cold reward. Modelo, Remarkable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Alabama Power is proud to present this broadcast of Auburn basketball. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama.
15:53 to go in the first half. Auburn leads Georgia State 8-2. The concern right now is the health of Janai Broome, who left with what appeared to be an injured right shoulder. He was hooked by Nick McMullen on a rebound attempt. And McMullen came down and pulled down on Broome's right shoulder, best we can tell. I don't think it was malicious intent, but Janai immediately left the floor and left to the locker room. Back on the floor for Auburn right now, Tahad Pettiford, along with Miles Kelly, Chad Baker-Mazar, Jaheim Hudson, who started his career at Georgia State. Matter of fact, he was playing for the Panthers the last time they played here, had 11 rebounds that night. And Chaney Johnson, the Auburn 5 right now. And Cesar Edwards, a 6'10 senior from Hartsville, South Carolina, at the line where he shoots 69%. 8-2 Auburn, 15:53 in the first, and Edwards' free throw is good.
Well, that first segment, Auburn's up 8-3. We're in pretty good shape, but Georgia State has really come in here. McMillan and Lane are really running the four hard, and they're really pushing the ball, trying to get in their transition offensive game.
Edwards makes both free throws, cuts the lead to 4. Auburn against the press. Ahead Chad Bacon-Mazar, 3-ball right wing air ball. Saved off of Miles Kelly and off of Georgia State. It's Auburn ball. Kelly knocked the ball off Nick McMullen, so the Tigers retain possession.
Excellent hustle play by Miles Kelly. Tapping the ball off the teammate of one of the teammates of Georgia State, giving Auburn the possession.
Clash Peters and Jelani Hamilton check into the lineup for Georgia State. I think they're looking at the shot clock to make sure that 19 seconds is correct. Auburn ball. Tigers flatten it out along the baseline. Cheney will trigger baseline left. Bounce pass near the corner. Chad Bacon-Mazar. Pettiford to the top. Nice pass underneath. Cheney Johnson, Chad Bacon-Mazar banks it in.
As always, they really sharpened their skills on the baseline out of bounds play. They ran it to perfection and got a layup by Mazzara.
And the assist to Cheney. 10-4 Auburn. 15-23 in the first. Inbound, free throw line for Lane. Off the left side, and Brown will bring it up. Now to Lane off the right side of the circle. Steps into a 3-ball. He didn't get it. Rebound pulled in by Hudson. Outlet Pettiford. Up the floor, Chad Bacon-Mazar. To the hole. He didn't get it. Tried to dunk it. Was a little bit short. And here's Georgia State the other way. Brown kicks it into the left corner for Lane. Off the left wing. 3-ball. It's up and it's good by Jelani Hamilton.
Georgia State really pushes that ball hard. Found the open guy, moved the ball, made 2 passes, and found an open 3.
First 3 for either team. Cuts the lead to 3 for Auburn. Hudson, Pettiford. Underneath, intended for Cheney Johnson into the right corner. Chad Bacon-Mazar inside the arc. Step back 3-ball. No good by Chad Bacon-Mazar. Rebound to the floor and out of bounds off of Georgia State. McMullen dove to the floor, but he was half out of bounds.
He made a great hustle play, but he happened to be out of bounds when he dove on the floor. That's going to give Auburn another opportunity on the baseline out of bounds.
Miles Kelly out, Denver Jones in for Auburn. Tiger ball out of bounds, baseline left. Cheney Johnson will trigger. 14-31 in the first, Auburn 10, Georgia State 7. Inbound, Chad Bacon-Mazar, and they throw it away. A steal for Brown. Off to the left wing for Lane. Had the 3, didn't take it. Brown at the top of the circle. Backs it up against Chad Bacon-Mazar. Twice between the legs. Kicks it off the left wing, a pass to McMullen outside the arc. Top of the circle, it comes for Hamilton. Now Brown near the center circle. Off the left side, shot clock at 9. Brown, a screen from Peters. Tahad stays with it. Left side for Lane. Lane, top of the key. Fade away 3. Air ball out of bounds to Auburn. (10-7), Tigers on top.
Outstanding defense by the Tigers, forcing him to take a bad shot and having to shoot an air ball out of bounds. That'll give the Tigers a chance to come down and run a set play, and it looks like they're going to go to a zone. It's a 1-1-3 look. It's probably going to be turn into a 2-3 matchup.
Pettiford near the right sideline. Top of the circle, Jaheim Hudson. Mid lane, Cheney. Left wing, Denver Jones. 3-ball over the zone. Bang!
Executed his own offense beautifully. Got the ball inside, fanned it right back out to a wide open Jones, and he knows what to do with an open 3-ball.
37-3 for Auburn in the last 4 ball games. 36 in the last 3 for Auburn. Tigers lead at 13-7. Hamilton, who has the 3 for Georgia State, to the right wing for Malachi Brown. Kicks it to the wing. Lane steps into a 3, missed it long. Rebound, Cheney Johnson, fouled on the play by Clash Peters, a freshman from Long Beach, California, and Word of God Christian School. Big kid, 6'9", 230. Auburn ball leads 13-7.
His first name is Clash, but it was a crash then into Cheney Johnson.
Yeah, Clash is an appropriate name for the young man, isn't it?
That's for sure, after that play.
Pettiford across midcourt. Spins, gets a screen against Brown. Hits Jaheim Hudson, top of the circle. Whistle. And a foul away from the ball, I think, against Cheney Johnson. It was Cheney away from the ball.
Yeah, he got on the flex cut as the Tigers executed their offense on that baseline cut. I think Cheney was so anxious to get up to top to retrieve the ball, he kind of moved on his ball screen.
Brown out. Darnell Evans is in. He'll take over at the point. a 6-foot senior from Amityville, North Carolina, or New York. Between the rings, McMullen drives on Cheney. Kicks it right wing for Tenary Brown. Hamilton, left wing for Evans. Evans on the left-hand dribble. Runs into his own man, picks up the dribble. Hits Peters outside the arc, left side, shot clock at 6.
We're really extending our defense out.
Ball deflected into the backcourt, nearly saved by Pettiford out of bounds. But Georgia State has 3/4 of the court to go and 2.5 seconds on the shot clock.
Tigers have really extended their defensive pressure. They're pushing Georgia State further and further away from the three-point line, and that makes them hard for to run their offense. Therefore, on a deflection, they have very little time to go, 65 feet?
Inbound Evans across midcourt, lost the ball, steal. Ja'Kai Howard into the ball game. Cheney Johnson left wing. Pettiford now at the top, ball knocked out of his hands from behind. McMullen shy of midcourt. Passes back to Jelani Hamilton. Now to Evans, right side. Third turnover against Auburn in the first half. Tigers lead 13-7. 12-15 in the first half. McMullen, right side, picked up by Turtle on a switch. Hamilton at the right wing. Now the top of the circle for Evans. Shot clock at 7 for Evans. Got a screen. Drives. Ball knocked away. Steal to Hyde Pettiford on a breakaway. Drives underneath and jams it with the right hand.
Unbelievable up and away with a right-handed dunk on a left-handed player. What an amazing play.
SunSouth drive the game. SunSouth John Deere, preferred tractor of the Tigers. Find your local dealer at sunsouth.com. 15-7 Auburn. 11:42 first half of play. McMullen off the left side inside the arc. Now to Hamilton outside. Left-hander, left side three. Air ball. Rebounded by Peters and out of bounds off of Denver Jones. Takes us to immediate timeout. 11:34 to go in the first. Auburn 15, Georgia State 7. First half tonight presented by Southern Union. Conveniently located just a few miles from Auburn, Southern Union offers classes that easily transfer to the university. Endless opportunities are right up the road. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
At Auburn University, we're not just learners, we're doers. In every corner of the state, Auburn men and women put knowledge to work, fueling the state's economy and building healthier, more prosperous communities. We partner with local leaders to solve local challenges and create access to opportunities that benefit all. To learn how Auburn's at work in your community, visit auburn.edu/acrossalabama. This message is sponsored by Auburn University, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Brad Law back at Neville Arena as we check the Yellowwood scoreboard here during a timeout. You have 3 tight games involving SEC teams and 1 that's not tight. So I guess the loose game is in Knoxville, where top-ranked Tennessee's blowing out Western Carolina 56-20 with 12 minutes to play. It's a little tighter now in Charlotte. Number 7, Florida led North Carolina by double digits early. Tar Heels have closed the gap. It's 56-51 Gators, under 15 minutes to go. South Carolina's lead over number 25 Clemson has shrank down to 6 points. It's 49-43 Gamecocks, 14 minutes to go in Columbia. And number 17 Ole Miss leads Southern 49-41 early in the second half in Oxford. That's the Yellowwood scoreboard. Now back to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham and Coach Randall Dickey.
All right, Brad, thanks. Chris Moore into the Auburn lineup. Pettiford, Hudson, Howard, and Jones, the Auburn 5. Inbound will come left side from Zarik Nutter, baseline left. 10 to shoot. Inbound McMullen, guarded by Ja'Kai Howard. McMullen drives into the lane. Up, and under, and a foul. He makes the shot.
Just a little bit on the switch, a little bit of a mismatch.
McMullen is 6'8", 235. Howard, 6'6", 185.
Well, you can just tell the difference in the bodies. Both McMullen has got a really big, strong, seasoned, mature body compared to Ja'Kai.
McMullen with the free throw. It's good. 3-point play. 15-10 to Georgia State. 11:23 in the first half of play. Auburn basketball. Hudson, top of the circle to Denver Jones. Curl three, bang.
Really had some good leadership out of Denver Jones since Broom has gone out. He's made 2 baskets. Mazzara's helped in that scoring along with Pettiford and Johnson.
And a steal by Moore off the inbound, deflects it backward, but it comes to Nutter across midcourt for Georgia State. Auburn 18, Georgia State 10. Nutter against Ja'Kai Howard. Down the left side of the lane. Running one-hander, Ja'Kai blocked it. Tapped it underneath. Shot is up by Hamilton. That's blocked. Rebound to Peters. He missed it. Rebound weak side Nutter. Ball still loose. Into the corner to Nutter. Nutter left side of the lane. Head fake. Goes up over Hudson. In and out. Rebound. The smallest guy on the floor for Auburn. Ahead. Ja'Kai Howard. Loses his balance. Drives. Missed it. Rebound to Jaheim. Off to the right wing for Howard. He's open for a 3-ball. No. Weak side rebound Turtle. They're going to get him for a push.
Well, I don't think that Coach Pearl will agree with that of what just took place on the other end, because he is not happy with the defensive rebounding by the Tigers. And then he goes down and Hudson gets pushed a little bit, makes a good offensive rebound, but just doesn't get it back in the basket and gets called for pushing off, trying to retrieve it.
Pettiford out for the Tigers. And Miles Kelly is back in for Auburn. Denver will take the point. Inbound ahead. Zareek Nutter all the way to the basket. Passes underneath. Edwards to the basket, missed the dunk. Rebounded in the corner by Kelly. Here's Denver Jones on the break for Auburn. Across midcourt, Miles Kelly. Down the right side, and this time it was Peters that pushed Chaney Johnson. Second foul on Clash Peters.
Yeah, that's the name is fitting for him.
Second foul on Peters, so McMullen will come back in for Georgia State. McMullen, a transfer from UNC Asheville. 13th nationally and leads the Sun Belt at just under 10 rebounds a game.
Really a hard-nosed, aggressive rebounder, always moving toward the ball.
In the corner, Howard to Denver Jones on the right wing. 3-ball by Denver. Missed it long. And the rebound, McMullen on the weak side. Up the floor, Zareek Nutter. Chad Bacon-Mazzara in at the next break for Auburn. Nutter and a screen. Picked up by Moore in the switch. Head fake. Now to the top for Edwards. Edwards, a bounce pass to Hamilton at the right wing. Double teamed and deflected out of bounds.
Tigers that time trapped the sideline ball screen, really messed Georgia State up, but wasn't able to pick up the loose ball, giving Georgia State the possession here on a sideline out of bounds.
Ja'Kai Howard out, Chad Bacon-Mazzara in for the Tigers. 9 for Georgia State to shoot. Auburn leads 18-10. Into the corner right side, Tenary Lane. Lane drives on Denver, bangs into him 3 times. 15-footer by Lane. It's good.
That's outstanding defense by Denver Jones. He was hanging all over him. What a shot by Lane right over the top of him.
2 Auburn players went flying on that ball that went through. They were pushed by somebody. And here's Denver Jones, who gets fouled by Nutter outside the arc left side.
It's a pretty physical game.
Yes,
in the last
is.
3 minutes, the physicality on both around the basket and on the perimeter, both teams have become more handsy and bodies are rubbing up next to bodies. It's a physical game.
Understand that Janai Broom will be reevaluated at halftime. A lot of ice on that right shoulder right now. Out of bounds, inbound to Denver, or to Cardwell. Great pass. Chaney Johnson dunks it home on a great pass from Chad Bacon-Mazzara.
Oh, what an execution on the sideline out of bounds play. Run the flex cut and made a dime pass And what a dunk by Cheney Johnson.
20-12 Auburn. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half of play. Nutter, left hand, hands to McMullen there. McMullen down the left side of the lane, through the lane. Corner, left side, right side. Hamilton didn't get it. Rebound fought for, comes to Cheney. Ahead, Chad Baker-Mazzara. Left corner, Miles Kelly, three. No, weak side rebound. To the right wing, Chad Baker-Mazzara, three. Nobody's fouled. CBM will go to the line for three for Auburn on the foul by Zarik Nutter, his second of the ball game.
Tigers are getting second and third opportunities, and if you give the Tigers that many chances, they're certainly going to take advantage of it.
Janai Broom is back on the Auburn bench in a sweatshirt hoodie with the ice on that right shoulder. Good to see him back at least on the bench.
It is. It's good to see him. Looks like they maybe have it immobilized just where he doesn't have to move his arm.
Baker-Mazzara's free throw is good. Chad Baker came in shooting 91%. One of three on the Auburn roster shooting above 90%. One of four shooting above 87% from the free throw line. Baker off to a good start. Chad Baker with 7, make it 8. That's the second of 3 for the senior out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And Nutter with 2 fouls comes out. And Tenary Lane is back in for the Panthers of Georgia State.
He's really an outstanding free throw shooter. You know, he ranked second, number 4 in a single season at Auburn at 87%.
A career 88% free throw shooter. Chad Baker knocks home all 3.
Amazing. Gives the Tigers a chance to get in their full court press with the press offense that Georgia State's running. Only one outlet guy up front is pretty easy to cover with 2 guys.
Inbound off the back of Chad Baker-Mazzara. In the corner, ball still loose, and it's run down over there by Brown. Ahead, off the left side for Lane. Lane shoots over Chad Baker, missed the banker. Rebound for Cheney Johnson. Ahead, Chad Baker-Mazzara, behind the back dribble, spins at the free throw line. Ball knocked out of his hand. A steal by Brown. Malachi drives to the hole with the left hand. He missed it. McMullen rebounds, goes up, missed it. It was blocked, and that'll be a goaltend on Cheney Johnson.
He was just trying to hustle back and actually caught that. I'd love to see a replay of that right there.
McMullen is given the basket. He has 5 points on the night. 23-14 Auburn. 8:05 in the first half. Cheney Johnson against the press with a pass from Pettiford to Pettiford. To Hyde.
Georgia State's in the zone.
Miles.
Kind of a 1-3-1, kind of a 1-1-3 matchup.
Cheney Johnson underneath, alley-oop. Dylan Cardwell.
Great execution. Anytime you come in from behind the zone, they can't see you. You get the ball to the high post, it opens up a myriad of things, and he finds Cardwell for the dunk.
7:40 in the first half. Auburn 25. Georgia State 14. Malachi Brown across midcourt for the Panthers. Left side, guarded closely by Pettiford. Gets a screen. Drives to the hole. Up and under, missed it. Rebound to the floor for Edwards. Edwards up from about 12. He got it.
Yeah, that's one stat Coach Pearl's not going to be happy with is the offensive rebounds the Tigers have given up, and it just shows the loss of Broom playing without him for this extended minutes with the Tigers' defensive rebounding.
Pettiford for a lob to Cardwell, and I think Dylan's going to get called for a foul. I think it's Dylan that is called for the foul, taking us to our immediate timeout. 7:03 in the first. Auburn 25, Georgia State 16. Hey, great things are possible when you have the power, performance, and smart features of a Ford F-150, the official truck of the Auburn Tigers. Greatness starts at your local Ford dealer. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
I'm Sawyer, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the crispy chicken filet. The seasoning is so satisfying. It's what I needed, but I didn't know that I needed it. You get the toasted bun and the delicious crispy chicken. They add this fun mix with that zesty pickle. It's bold and tasty. I would give it an A+. What's not to love? The holidays are all about being together and eating together.
Sandwich in some together time this holiday. Order the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich today. Real guest paid for their testimonial. This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Listen closely. Hear those bubbles? That mouth-watering waterfall? Delicious. Ice cold. And zero sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, this is Coach Hugh Freeze. Tackle game day with the irresistible taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. War Eagle.
The Alabama Department of Public Health reminds you, don't wait, vaccinate. Stay current on all vaccines. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more.
7:03 in the first half. Auburn 25, Georgia State 16. Janai Broom has played, 2 minutes and 18 seconds tonight. Went out after his right shoulder was yanked down. He left the floor immediately, went to the locker room, has been evaluated by Auburn team doctor Michael Goodley. They have heavy ice bags on, a lot of ice on his right shoulder right now. He will be reevaluated at halftime, and you can tell a little bit what's happening in the paint because that has evened up. At one point, Auburn led in points in the paint 10-2. Since Janai left, that has evened out. Auburn 14 to Georgia State's 10 points in the paint.
Well, there's not any doubt that you can tell that he has not been on the floor for an extended period of time, but the Tigers are playing well, 45% for the field, 100% for the line. The thing that they are going to be disappointed is they've given up 9 offensive rebounds. That's led to 9 second chance points by Georgia State.
As a matter of fact, Georgia State has out-rebounded Auburn overall, 15-14. Georgia State ball after the second foul by number 44, Dylan Cardwell. He's on the bench with Broom out. You can't allow Dylan to pick up that third foul this early in the half. Steal. Chaney Johnson to the hole. Right hand hammer.
He just makes his presence known right off the bat with a defensive steal and goes down to a big-time flying dunk.
6 points for Chaney. 6:36 in the first, Auburn by 11. They're struggling to get the ball in bounds. They do, and throw it away. Pettiford, left wing, head fake three. Shoots the three, didn't get it. Rebound underneath, Chaney up and in. He has 8. And a timeout called by Georgia State. 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the first half. Chaney Johnson is making his presence known, Randall, coming in for the injured Janai Broom. But he is taking fully advantage of what he is doing out on the floor right now. And Chaney with 8 points, 4 rebounds here in the first half of play.
Well, I just think that's one thing that you know you're going to get from Chaney Johnson is unbelievable effort. He's got a great nose for the basketball. He can really rebound the ball, and his effort is unmatched as far as across the college game, especially for the Auburn's team, and is a huge spark off the bench.
He and Janai Broom came back with the Auburn team on the team bus from Atlanta Saturday and literally walked off the bus right into Neville Arena and put on their graduation robe and walked across the stage and graduated together after that ball game on Saturday.
Well, it's an amazing day that they will never forget. Both played very, very well on Saturday against Ohio State, but to receive that degree and have a chance to walk the stage, what a great day for those two young men.
13-point lead for Auburn, 6:18 in the first half, Georgia State basketball. Malachi Brown gets a step on Chad Baker, shoots against Chad Baker and scores.
They run that high post screen. He get a hesitation move and kind of froze Chad Baker just a little bit and then kind of blew right by him for a layup.
Pettiford in the center circle, gets a screen, now passes the ball to Chris Moore. To Chaney Johnson. Bangs against McMullen, goes to the basket, scores with the left hand.
Uses his weak hand that time, shows the versatility of his one-on-one play around that block.
10 points in the first half for Chaney. 31-18 Tigers. 5:43 in the first half of play. Brown picked up on a hedge by Chaney. Kicks it down the left side for Hamilton. A foul away from the ball. will go against Chris Moore, guarding Nick McMullen.
Chris has given up a couple of inches there. He was down there really jockeying for position, trying hard to get around to front his man, and end up just kind of maybe a little too much contact. 7th
foul on Auburn puts Georgia State at the line for a 1 and bonus. And it's McMullen who is at the charity stripe, where he is 1 of 1 tonight. McMullen, the leader in the Sun Belt Conference, with 4 double-doubles this season. His free throw is good.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. Really good player. He's going to really be an impact player in the Sun Belt, that's for sure.
6 points and 3 rebounds tonight already for McMullen. And he missed that second free throw, and then a push by Edwards underneath against Auburn. And Auburn will get it. 5:37 remaining. First half of play. Auburn 31, Georgia State 19. Again, the Tigers right now playing without Janai Broome on the Auburn bench, with ice on his right shoulder. Played 2 minutes and 18 seconds before his right shoulder was injured. Pettiford across midcourt. Moore. Kelly back to Pettiford. Got a screen from Chaney. 3 ball in the air. Good.
Beautiful screen by Chaney Johnson to set Pettiford up for a wide open 3.
Jahad's 24th 3 of the year, and Auburn leads 34-19.
The Tigers are really executing their offensive game plan with their 2-man play, ball screens at the top and on the wing.
Just 3 of 10 from 3, but Auburn shooting 52% overall. Edwards working on Chaney. Right side of the lane, gets the ball on the wing for Hamilton. Back to Edwards. Drives on Chaney. Into the lane, up with the right hand. He got it as the shot clock went down.
Good offensive play. You got to give Georgia State credit that time. He did a nice job on that.
Pettiford. Chaney Johnson at the point. 1 dribble, gets the ball back to Pettiford. Provides a screen for Jahad. Shot clock at 13. Pettiford near midcourt. Down to 10. Down to 9. Screen from Moore. Low goal 3. Pettiford missed it long off the left side.
Just wasn't in the rhythm. His feet really wasn't in good position. He was a tad bit off balance, and he just missed that 3.
Jelani Hamilton at the point for Georgia State. Right wing goes baseline right. Underneath the basket. Reverse layup. Didn't get it. Tap up McMullen. No. Got it back and scored. 8 for McMullen. Trims Auburn's lead down to 11. 34-23. 3:55 in the first half.
I will say Georgia State's really competed on the offensive glass. They've got a lot of offensive rebounds, stickbacks.
Out-rebounded Auburn 17-15. Moore. Left side. Chaney. Open 3 ball. Chaney. Nope. Missed it off the front of the iron. Rebounded by Lane. Taps it back to Malachi Brown. Brown off the left side for Thierry Lane. Lane drives into the lane. 15-footer blocked by Miles Kelly. Lane gets it back. Gets tied up. Ball still loose. Still loose. Off the right side. Cesar Edwards to Brown to the lane. Head fake twice. 8 to shoot. Now Edwards drives. Lobs it back out. Throws it away. Brown, or rather Moore ahead for Pettiford. 3-on-1. Jahad underneath. A shot up. It's missed. Shot is up. It's good for Chad Baker-Mazzara off the miss from Chaney Johnson.
It's good teamwork there. He just had to, the alley-oop was there. Chaney was just a little too far away from the basket to slam it home, and then Chad Baker picked it up and stuck it in.
11 for Chad Baker-Mazzara. A couple in double figures in the first half. Edwards straightaway 3, buries it. 8th 3 of the year for Cesar Edwards. 36-26 Auburn. 2:39 in the first half. Pettiford across midcourt, right-hand dribble. At the sideline. Between the legs dribble. Twice. Bounce pass. Chad Baker-Mazzara straight away. Screen from Chaney. Drives to the basket. Fade away. Chad Baker short. And the rebound pulled in by McMullen.
That's kind of back-to-back trips that we just really wasn't on balance for a jump
shot.
Oh,
a steal. Pettiford at midcourt. 2-on-1 with Kelly. Pettiford to the hole. Reverse layup. Go!
Beautifully done. He's very crafty with the basketball. Our Auburn fans are going to really enjoy watching him play.
2 minutes to go. We're still shy of a media timeout. 38-26 Auburn. Brown across midcourt. Ball deflected and almost to midcourt. Stolen. Miles Kelly Kelly gets the basketball. Drives, ball knocked out of his hand from behind. And here's 3-on-1 the other way, Georgia State. Left wing 3 lane. No. Rebound Chad Baker and a foul. Chris Moore knocked McMullen to the floor. And they may look at this foul by Chris Moore. And it takes us to a timeout break. 1:40 in the first. Auburn 38, Georgia State 26. For every Auburn three-pointer, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services donates $25 to Coach Pearl's Outlive Cancer Initiative, benefiting local cancer patients and treatment centers. Stay tuned. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Get your game day started with the CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off on the Auburn Sports Network. 30 minutes before each Auburn basketball game. Get a breakdown of the matchups, player profiles, a 60-second scout of the opponent, SEC report, and our exclusive pregame interview with head coach Bruce Pearl. CB&S Bank has been family, community, and financially strong since 1906. The CB&S Bank Countdown to Tip-Off, only on the Auburn Sports Network.
Kia of Auburn is happy to connect the Kia brand to the Auburn fans. Our winning lineup has something for everyone at almost any budget. SUVs like the Telluride, Sorrento, and Sportage. You prefer a sedan? Check out Forte, Soul, and don't forget our new multi-purpose vehicles, the Carnival, or our amazing hybrid or electric vehicles. Kia of Auburn is a proud supporter of Auburn Athletics. Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one. Whoa, Rico.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown!
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. But we're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
Brad Law back at Nettle Arena, where we are 1:40 seconds of game action away from Conecuh halftime. A very special interview coming up at halftime with Alan Payne. Gave 4 years to the Auburn basketball program, played better than 20 minutes a game as a freshman, was just an integral part all 4 years of the Auburn basketball program. He is now back here inside this arena where he played with Georgia State as an assistant coach. Andy Burcham will visit with Alan Payne coming up at halftime. Plus, we'll check SEC and top 25 scores, give you the stats in this first half where Auburn playing without the best player in college basketball for all but 2 minutes of this first half. Tigers continue to lead Georgia State by double figures. It's 38-26, 1:40 away from Conecuh halftime. Once again, here's the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, and Coach Randall Dickey.
Second chance points. Georgia State leads 11-9, thanks in great measure to 11 offensive rebounds. Points off turnovers, Auburn 14, Georgia State 2. Points in the paint, Auburn 24, Georgia State 14. Fast break points, and this is a team that likes to run in Georgia State. Auburn has blanked the Panthers 10 love, and bench points, Auburn 17, Georgia State 3.
The Tigers' defense has been very, very good. Our length really surprises teams all across. Everybody that we've played up to this point, just the Tigers' perimeter length is really good, and they've got quick hands, and they really turn you over.
McMullen, a one in bonus for Georgia State. He has 8 points for the Panthers. His free throw is good. The foul against Chris Moore was a common foul. They did look at it during the timeout break.
In that transition, everybody was moving toward the rim, just trying to jockey for position, and I think he just kind of bumped into him.
38-27 Auburn. McMullen can make it a 10-point game and does. He has 12 to lead the Panthers. Pettiford running the show for the Tigers across midcourt, working on Malachi Brown. At the top, Turtle Hudson to Pettiford. Open three ball. Nope. Rebound, Chaney Johnson had it, lost it. Hudson is there for the putback for Auburn.
Gives us a double punch right there with Hudson and Chaney Johnson on the offensive glass, keeping it alive, and Turtle stuck it right back in the basket.
12-point lead for Auburn. Malachi Brown, a screen from Edwards. Picked up in a switch by Turtle, and now Miles Kelly. At the top, it's Lane. Right wing for Brown. Gets a screen. Kelly fights through it. Right wing Edwards, three ball. Good.
That's kind of back-to-back threes. He's hit two in a row from deep behind the three-point line, so we're going to have to press up on him even though he is an inside player.
12 points in the first half for Edwards. Trims Auburn's lead to 9, 40-31. 45 seconds to go in the first half. Hudson down the right side of the lane. Cheney turns, shoots, scores, foul in the play.
They go back to this traditional flex cut, duck in. Cheney really did a good job sealing his position on the block and turning around and scoring. Well, good pass by Hudson as well.
Johnson at the line off the assist from Jaheim. A chance for the and one for the senior out of Alabaster, Alabama, Thompson High School.
Just one of the most improved players on the Tigers team this year.
Free throw good. 3-point play for Cheney, who now leads Auburn with 13 points on the night. 43-31 Tigers, final 37 seconds of the first half.
Good defensive possession right here. They can get a shutout. They're going to get the basketball back with about 8 or 9 seconds.
Malachi Brown near midcourt, picked up by Denver Jones, who fights through a high post screen. Not once, but twice. Now a switch. At the top, it's Lane. 3 ball by Lane. No. Weak side rebound, Hudson. 14 seconds in the half for Auburn.
They got a chance to get a good shot right here. Got about 10 seconds left in the half.
Denver Jones drives into the lane off the right side. 5 seconds down to 4. 3 ball, Miles. No. Rebound pulled in. McMullen, midcourt. Brown gets off the shot off the right side of the iron, and no good in the first half. Comes to a close. At the break, Auburn 43, Georgia State 31, but there is concern for the health of the guy that right now would be the National Player of the Year, Janai Broom, who played 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the first half, but left with an injured right shoulder. Auburn leads by 12 at the half, and it's time now for Conecuh halftime. Here is Brad Law.
Okay, Andy, thank you very much. We'll start with a check of the scores in the SEC. It's a busy night across the conference. Mississippi State leads Central Michigan 50-29. 13 minutes to go in that ball game. It is South Carolina now trailing number 25 Clemson. Gamecocks led most of this game. 25th ranked Tigers, though, have surged in front 65-63. They have 6.5 minutes to go. North Carolina has now overtaken 7th ranked Florida, threatening to hand the Gators their first loss of the season. Still a lot of time left. 4-point game with 4 minutes to go. 81-77 Tar Heels. 4 minutes left in Charlotte. 17th ranked Ole Miss running away from Southern 66-48. 6 minutes to play in Oxford. How about this score in Columbia, Missouri? Jack State leads Mizzou 55-52, 11.5 minutes to go. Gamecocks are trying to win for just the second time in program history against an SEC team. Their only other win against an SEC program was over Alabama back in the 1952-53 season. One final already. Number 1 Tennessee just toyed with Western Carolina. 84-36. Volunteers got the win to move to 11-0 on the season. Still to come, LSU and Stetson. That is a game that'll get started here in just about 15 minutes. A handful of top 25 games outside the SEC. Number 5 Duke routing George Mason 56-39. 4 minutes to go at Cameron Indoor Stadium. In that matchup, number 20 Michigan State leads Oakland 75-56 on the road in that in-state battle. Just a minute to go in that contest. And number 22 Dayton and UNLV are coming down to the wire in Ohio. Running Rebels have the lead 61-58 with 90 seconds to go in that matchup. Here at the half, it's Auburn 43, Georgia State 31. A very special interview with Alan Payne coming up next when we come back on Conecuh Halftime. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Download the new and improved Auburn Game Day app. It's fully customizable to your interests with the new My Auburn tab. Plus, buy tickets, skip concession lines, be a part of game day giveaways, shop the latest Auburn gear, and get live in-game scoring. Plus, listen to every broadcast from the Auburn Sports Network, even when multiple games are happening simultaneously on the official mobile app of Auburn Athletics, the Auburn Game Day app. Download it now.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Listen closely. Hear those bubbles? That mouth-watering waterfall? Delicious. Ice cold. And zero sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, this is Coach Hugh Freeze. Tackle game day with the irresistible taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. War Eagle.
Things we take for granted, ordinary opportunities for parents and their children, can be a foster child's extraordinary. You have the power to do something positive that will change the life of a young person right here in Alabama. Open your heart and open your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-64-AL-KIDS. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Conecuh sausage is a fan favorite for tailgating, always great on the grill, and it's the official sausage dog and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true Southern flavor. Be sure to visit the Conecuh Gift Shop in Evergreen, Alabama, right off I-65 at exit 96. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog while watching the Tigers and make Conecuh part of your game day. Conecuh sausage since 1947, a real winner.
Welcome back to Conecuh halftime at Neville Arena. Brad Law, courtside, where second-ranked Auburn leads Georgia State 43-31. Janai Broom being reevaluated in the locker room here at the half. He missed most of the first half with an apparent right shoulder injury. Came back to the bench in a hoodie, and it did appear to have a lot of ice and a lot of heavy wrap on the right shoulder. So we'll give you any update that we can, if we can, as this game goes on. Right now it's time to look around Auburn athletics. That is brought to you by Auburn Bank, champions of you. Alan Payne, in 4 years with the Tigers, played in 113 games, started 89, scored 734 points in his career in the orange and blue. He's back inside this arena in which he played. He's coaching now for Georgia State, an assistant for the Panthers. And before the game, Andy Burcham had a chance to catch up with Alan Payne.
Alan, give us an update on the family right now.
Family's doing great. Family's doing great. Me and the former Tyrese Tanner, who's a much better basketball player than I ever was here at Auburn. We have 3 beautiful children. Ava is 6, our daughter, and we have 2 boys, AJ and Tyler. Are 4 and 1, and so growing like weeds, and happy and healthy and strong, and so I couldn't be more blessed and more happy where I am right now.
When did you know that you wanted to get into the coaching side of the game?
You know, that's funny. It was probably after my sophomore year. I started really thinking about it. I actually sat in Coach Dickey's office. He leaned back, you know how he does. He said, "Son, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "Coach, I think I want to do what you do." And he leaned back and said, "Oh, man, you might want to get a real job," you know. And so, but just like I didn't listen to him then, I'm listening to him now. And so I'm excited, though. You know, I think this is a career for me. It's a passion that I have. I love helping these young men. I love being able to be somebody of influence for them. And, I'm excited about what the future holds.
Look back on your days as an Auburn basketball player. What jumps to mind for you?
I think the relationships that I'm able to have, right? Sitting here with you, talking to you. I remember you calling my wife's games, and again, Coach Dickey is still here, and some of the other people that I got to work with when I was here are still living in Auburn. I know the staff at Auburn now, the men's staff, and just some of the relationships that you have. You know what I mean? I think that trumps anything that we were able to do on the basketball court. You know, Joshua Wallace, who was our point guard for a few years, he's the best man in my wedding. He's a godfather to my children, and I'm, vice versa. And so those things that last a lifetime, that's what Auburn offers you. And so I'm most happy and most proud about that.
What do you expect out of the Sun Belt this season for Georgia State?
Oh, man, it's going to be a beast. It's going to be a beast. You got Arkansas State, who's kind of separated themselves a little bit, you know what I mean, with the way that they've started their non-conference season. But there's not going to be a night off. Every team, all 14 teams have a shot at it. I think it's a little more balanced than it was in years past. It's not as top heavy. And so, like I said, it's going to be a fight every night. And we're working tirelessly here at Georgia State to get us back to the top where we were and where we normally are. And so I'm excited about it. We get started early on Saturday, and we have a game before Christmas, which is different. We go down to Troy, but just looking to get off to a good start and hopefully maintain it.
What's it like for you to walk back in this building wearing another shade of blue?
And still get the jitters. We played here 2 years ago, our first year, and I'm a little calmer now. I'm a little calmer than I was the last time, but you just walk in and you just have so many memories. You know, I actually, after our shoot-around last night, got to walk around and went to my old dorm. And, like, just to see it and kind of the nostalgia of it. It's still a beautiful place. And I tell BP every time I get a chance to sing, I couldn't be more proud as an alum of what you've done and how you brought this program to where it is. And so I'm excited to be in here to compete. I believe in our guys, but I am, like I said, I am excited about where Auburn is and where it's headed under Bruce Pearl.
Wish you all the best this season. Thank you, Alan. War Eagle.
Thanks, Andy. War Eagle.
Very easy to root for Alan Payne, no question about it, and his Auburn roots still run awfully deep, even though he's on the other bench tonight as an assistant coach for Georgia State. It's Conecuh halftime. Auburn leads the Panthers 43-31. Stats are coming up next when Conecuh halftime continues in a moment.
Conecuh sausage is a fan favorite for tailgating, always great on the grill, and it's the official sausage dog and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true Southern flavor. Be sure to visit the Conecuh gift shop in Evergreen, Alabama, right off I-65 at exit 96. Enjoy a crowd-pleasing Conecuh sausage dog while watching the Tigers and make Conecuh part of your game day. Conecuh sausage since 1947, a real winner.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Montgomery is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Montgomery. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's that time of year again, Auburn basketball. And as this year's team makes history, you can catch every second of the historic run at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. With 77 TVs, you won't miss a second of Auburn basketball while enjoying our famous wings, cold beer, and of course, gooey fries. And don't forget Tiger Talk on Thursdays throughout the season, live with Coach Bruce Pearl in-house discussing all things Auburn basketball. Located on 2353 Bent Creek Road off of exit 57 on I-85. War Eagle.
A gift this good takes a while to unwrap. Get your best gift ever during the Toyotathon sales event before it's too late. Lease a new 2024 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $359 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through January 6, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Steal. Chaney Johnson to the hole. Right-hand hammer.
He just makes his presence known right off the bat with a defensive steal and goes down to a big-time flying dunk.
One of 8 steals for Auburn in the first half. Chaney Johnson leading the way in points, rebounds, and assists in the first half. Second-ranked Auburn leads Georgia State 43-31. Your halftime numbers are brought to you by the Alabama Department of Public Health. Don't wait, vaccinate. Protect yourself and others by staying current on all your recommended vaccines. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Team shooting, Auburn nearly 49%, 17 of 35. Georgia State 32%, 11 of 34. So Auburn took 1 more shot, made 6 more. Tigers just 3 of 14 from distance. Panthers 3 of 10. Auburn made all 6 of its free throws in the first half. Georgia State made 6 of 7. Rebounding. Auburn actually trails on the glass 21-18 because Georgia State was able to pull down 11 offensive rebounds without Janai Broome on the floor. Georgia State able to do it, and Georgia State rebounds well coming in, and they did in the first half. 11 offensive rebounds, second chance points, 13-11 in favor of the Panthers, but everything else in Auburn's favor. Points off turnovers, Tigers plus 10 at 14-4. Points in the paint, Tigers won that battle 28-14. Fast break points, Auburn 10, Georgia State 0. And bench points, Tigers 22, Panthers 3. Individually, Cesar Edwards and Nick McMullen did what those 2 big guys do. They combined for 22 points and 12 rebounds for Georgia State. Nobody else had more than 3 points individually for the Panthers in the first half. For Auburn, 2 in double figures. Chaney Johnson, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Chad Baker-Mazzara with 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists, along with a steal in the first half. Rounding out the scoring for the Tigers, 7 points for Tahad Pettiford, half a dozen for Denver Jones, and then 2 points apiece for Hudson Cardwell and Broome. Janai playing just 2 minutes and 18 seconds, had 1 bucket in that time. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Scanning the floor as the Tigers are back out for warm-ups in the second half. I do not see Janai Broom on the floor. He was going to be reevaluated by the medical staff at halftime, and we do not see him on the floor right now as the Tigers prepare for the second half. Here we go. Once again, your score as we wrap up Conecuh halftime. Auburn 43, Georgia State 31.
You've been listening to Conecuh Halftime. Conecuh is the official sausage dog and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Get one on your next visit to Neville Arena or make Conecuh part of your game day wherever you are. The second half is 2 minutes away. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Southeastern Industrial Contractors offers the path to a productive and successful career for hard workers of all ages, especially young people looking to jump straight into the workforce. Southeastern Industrial Contractors is now hiring for great paying skilled trade positions. Managing partner Derek Harville is a proud Auburn University graduate with deep roots in the community. Give him a call at 334-209-6355 to learn more. Southeastern Industrial Contractors, 334-209-6355.
Do you live in Lee County? You are eligible for a Max Credit Union account. Working in Lee County? You're eligible for a Max Credit Union account. Listening to this radio ad right now? 99% chance you are eligible to have a Max Credit Union account. At Max Credit Union, if you live, work, worship, or attend school in Lee or one of our 26 other counties, you are eligible to open an account with Max. Come see us in Auburn or Opelika or get started now at mymax.com. Some restrictions apply.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Achilles tendonitis is often as painful as it sounds. The Orthopedic Clinic is here to help get you back on your feet without pain or stiffness. Whether caused by overuse or degeneration, Achilles tendonitis can be treated usually without surgery. But the road to recovery isn't short, so get started right away at the Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
About to start the second half at Neville Arena. Auburn 43, Georgia State 31. Jaheim Hudson and Chaney Johnson start the second half, along with Denver Jones, Miles Kelly, and Chad Baker-Mazara. Georgia State ball going to the basket to our left. Malachi Brown on the left-hand dribble. Gets a screen at the high post. Down the right side of the lane, out to the top for Lane. Low post for Edwards. Right wing three ball. Brown, it's up at short. Edwards gets the rebound. The 12th of the ball game. His 12th offensive rebound, and then Brown knocks home the three.
That's another second opportunity for Georgia State. We've got to get that under control, seal the ball off the glass, give them one shot, and then retrieve it.
Lead trimmed to 9 to start the second half, and as Denver Jones brings the ball up the floor, he is fouled by Malachi Brown. Second foul on Malachi. Auburn 43, Georgia State 34. Auburn playing without Janai Broom, who, as we understand, is out for the rest of the night. Inbound, Chaney Johnson to Jaheim Hudson. Low post, Chad Baker-Mazar through the lane right side. Looks underneath. Up with a left hand. He missed it short. And the rebound pulled in by Georgia State. McMullen. The outlet up the left side for Nutter. Zarik down the left side of the lane. About 12-footer in the air. He missed it. Weak side rebound. Comes to Miles Kelly.
A lot better on the defensive glass that time.
Rebound, Kelly. Up the floor, Jones. Low post, Chaney Johnson. Spins to the basket, scores.
He's just way too much for them to handle one-on-one. They're going to isolate Chaney a lot in this second half. Let him go one-on-one if they're not going to double team.
His Auburn high, 18 points earlier this season against Kent State. 45-34 Tigers. He has 15 on the night. 18-41 in the second half. Tigers up 45-34. High post down the left side and out of bounds. Edwards throwing to the sideline. His teammate Nutter was slashing back at him, and Edwards threw it out of bounds. Auburn ball.
Well, I think the Tigers stepped up a little bit more, extended their defense a little bit, put more pressure on the basketball, and created the turnover.
11 turnovers in ball game against Georgia State. Auburn ball. Leads it by 11. Right wing, Chad Baker-Mazar down the lane. Through the lane, shoots and scores.
Nice layup. They're running some sets to create their best players. Chaney on the block. Mazzara driving to the basket, slashing to the hole, and laying it in.
13 points. They barely get the ball inbound. Lane back to Brown, who will bring it up the floor. 47-34 Tigers. Brown at the top. Off the right side. Gets a step on Kelly, who retrieves. Shot is up by Brown. He didn't get it. Rebound tapped, and it goes out of bounds. Touch last by Auburn. Georgia State ball with 17:51 in the second.
You know, that's one thing that does not show up quickly is anytime you're placing a pressing team like Auburn, it may not show up until they force them into a quick shot like that on the other end.
Zarik Nutter will trigger. Baseline left, about halfway out to the corner. Still looking for an inbound. 5 seconds. Second time that's happened tonight.
Really good defense. The Tigers, the last 3 trips, have really turned it up.
47-34 Auburn. 17:51 to go in the second half of play. Denver Jones across midcourt, right-hand dribble. He has 6 points on the night. Top of the key for Hudson. Hands the ball to Denver. Straight away 3 at the top. Good.
Really nice set play to create Denver an open shot at the top of the key. And going in, it was a beautiful look from the 3-point line.
7 threes in the last 2 ball games for Denver Jones. 50-34 Tigers. Inbound to Edwards. Now Lane will bring it up the floor for Georgia State. Tigers right now on a 7-0 run. They've gone 3 of their last 3 from the floor. McMullen outside the arc against Turtle. Off the left wing for Nutter. Nutter tied up by Chad Baker-Mazar. To McMullen at the top. McMullen, low post pass knocked away by Chaney Johnson. He brings the ball up the floor across midcourt. Takes it down the left side of the lane. He spins. Kicks it right corner. Chad Baker, right wing Miles. Inside the arc to the hole. He lays it in.
Beautiful play. Good team basketball. Went from one side of the floor to the other. Opened up a great driving lane for Kelly. And what a nice decision just to go lay it in.
9-0 run by Auburn. Tigers lead at 52-34. 16:37 in the second half of play. There's the steal. Denver Jones all alone. Right her tumbling dunk.
Shows his athletic ability for a steal and a slam dunk. The defensive presence by the Tigers is amazing right now.
11-0 run by Auburn forces a Georgia State timeout. 16:32 to go. Auburn 54, Georgia State 34. Auburn basketball brought to you by Auburn Opelika Tourism, our game sponsor tonight. Start your next visit to the Plains at aotourism.com. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
The spirit of the Cowboys special.
Spirit comes from soul. It's not something that happens to you. It's something that happens in you.
You take pride in yourself. You take pride in your brand.
It's hard work. It's perseverance. It's dedication. And it's preserving what's old and keeping it new.
The spirit of the Cowboys is the last wild, free thing left.
Boot Barn, share the West.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Chick-fil-A is proud to present this broadcast of Auburn basketball. Eat more chicken and war eagle with Chick-fil-A.
Georgia State scored the first 3 points in the second half and cut the lead to 9. Auburn has scored 11 unanswered since then and forced a Georgia State turnover at the 16:32, make that timeout, at the 16:32 mark of the second half. Auburn 54 and Georgia State 34. An 11-0 run by Auburn in which the Tigers are 5 of their last 5, Randall Dickey, from the field.
Well, the Tigers are playing very, very well. They're shooting 53% from the field, 100% from the line. They're 6 for 6 on the evening from the free throw line. Their defense have been sensational, but the biggest thing is they're holding Georgia State to 31% from the field. Big difference.
Jaheim Hudson, Chaney Johnson, Tahad Pettiford, Miles Kelly, Chad Baker-Mazar, the Auburn 5. Janai Broom has rejoined his teammates in street clothes on the Auburn bench. Right arm is in a sling. Auburn press, Georgia State breaks 54-34 Tigers. 16:23 to go, second half of play. Nutter left wing, guarded by Miles Kelly. 11-3 run to start the second half by Auburn. Edwards inside the arc. Tries to force his way into the lane against Chaney Johnson. Down to the baseline, and he walked.
So another good shutout on the defensive end for the Tigers, and they're really playing well defensively, playing together, they're communicating, and it's really giving Georgia State problems.
15th turnover against Georgia State. Auburn 54, Georgia State 34. Biggest lead of the night for Auburn. 16:04 to go in the second half. Pettiford at the top for Hudson. Turtle hands to Miles Kelly. Gets a screen straight away, 3 in and out. Well, that was down the cylinder and rimmed out. McMullen with the rebound.
Sure
Brown
did.
ahead for Georgia State. To the basket, he lays it in. Auburn lost track of the 6'1 Malachi Brown.
He pushed it. The pace of play was a little quicker for Georgia State then and kind of surprised the Tigers.
Pettiford spins off to the right wing, working on Brown. Hands to Chad Baker-Mazar with a screen. Underneath for Hudson. Didn't get there. It was touched last by McMullen. And that will take us to our first media timeout of the half. 15:33 to go, second half of play. Auburn 54, Georgia State 36. Brad Logg gives us an update when we return. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the new look at auburntigers.com. Read the latest feature stories. Get critical game day information and graphics. Search videos and audio. Find out how to get connected by digital and social media or by joining Tigers Unlimited. Shop the AU Photo Store or buy your tickets to the next event on the athletics calendar. auburntigers.com, the official website of Auburn Athletics.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories. Like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all... Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
A gift this good takes a while to unwrap. Get your best gift ever during the Toyotathon sales event before it's too late. Get 3.99% APR for 36 months on the new 2024 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Offer valid through January 6, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.52 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Brad Law, courtside Neville Arena as we check the Yellowwood scoreboard. Florida scored the final 8 points in Charlotte to come from behind and beat North Carolina 90-84. Gators go to 11-0 on the season. They're going to overtime in Columbia. South Carolina and number 25 Clemson are tied at 80. They're early in the overtime session there. Missouri trying to pull away from Jack State in Columbia, Missouri. 76-68. Tigers lead under 4 to go. Mississippi State blew the doors off Central Michigan 83-59. 17th ranked Ole Miss cruised past Southern 74-61. LSU has scored the first 13 points of its game against Stetson. They played 6.5 minutes. Hatters haven't scored. Let's get you back to Andy Burcham and Randall Dickey.
Auburn ball out of bounds, baseline right. Cheney Johnson will trigger. 15 to shoot for the Tigers. Inbound, Chad Baker-Mazar, right corner. Back underneath for Cheney. Into the lane with the left hand. Spins to the right side. Shoots and scores.
Really got better on his one-on-one play. Took it about mid-range, 15-16 from the basket. Put it on the deck. Made a nice spin move. He has really gotten better and has picked up where the absence of Broom.
17 tonight for Cheney Johnson. 56-36 Tigers. 15:06 in the ball game. 3-ball, it's up. It is missed. Rebounded by McMullen, and he's pushed by Chad Baker-Mazar. It happened right in front of the official. Chad just chuckles a little bit. I can understand the call.
Yeah, if this thing is momentum, he couldn't put the brakes on quick enough.
15:03, second half. Auburn up by 20. Malachi Brown near midcourt, guarded by Miles Kelly. Brown on the left-hand dribble, drifts left, gets a screen, doesn't take it, picks up the dribble. Off the left side, McMullen for 3, left wing no. Weak side rebound and a push on Tenary Lane. Pushing off of Tahad Pettiford. And that'll bring Ja'Kai Howard, Dylan Cardwell, and Denver Jones in. We talked so much about just the 2 minutes and 18 seconds that Janai Broom played. Dylan only played 6:21 because he had to leave with 3 fouls.
Yes.
In the first half.
They had to save him for this late. They're going to give him a segment right here just between now and the 8-minute mark to see how it goes.
Pettiford, left wing Denver. Low post for Cheney. Outside the lane, gets a basket, goes to the lane, and gets fouled by McMullen. Man, he used a big-time drop step and had an open basket. McMullen was able to recover in time to get the block foul.
It's a good matchup right there. It also shows the versatility of Cheney. They moved him to the other block that time for him to go one-on-one and really done a nice job, but at least he gets a couple of free throws out of it.
Free throw in the air by Cheney. It's in and out. That's Auburn's first miss of the night. Auburn only had 2 misses in that win Saturday against Ohio State.
Yeah, that's one thing I looked up. Cheney's logging some serious minutes right now.
Second free throw from Cheney, and he missed both. Rebound to the floor, it's loose. McMullen comes out of the crowd. Brown ahead for Lane against Pettiford, drives, gets blocked, and that's going to be basket interference on Cheney Johnson. It was a late whistle. I think it was the right whistle.
I think so. It was so far up above the rim, I couldn't hardly see that.
Lane gets the bucket. Just his second field goal of the night. 4:15, second half. Pettiford drives, goes up, missed it short. And the rebound pulled in by Edwards. Ahead for Nutter with a screen. Left side, picked up by Howard. Nutter between the legs, dribble twice. Whips a pass out the right side for Brown. Working on Pettiford. Leaves down the right side for Edwards outside the arc. Drives on Dylan Cardwell. Edwards down the right side of the lane. Banks it in off the glass.
They know that he's got a little bit of foul trouble. They go right at him to try to create that fourth one.
Edwards trims the lead to 16. At the right wing, Ja'Kai Howard outside the arc. At the top, Cheney Johnson. Hands the ball to Tahad Pettiford. Pettiford brings it top of the circle, screen from Cardwell. Right side of the lane, backs it up at the top, Cheney. Drives, gets bumped to the hole, reverse layup, good.
Beautiful play, going to the high-low. He gave Dylan a good look low, and then he just put it on the deck, took it himself all the way to the basket.
And Auburn high, 19 points tonight for Cheney. 58-40 Tigers. Nutter, baseline left to the basket. Into the corner, 3-ball in the air, it's up, it's in and out. Rebound pulled in by Cardwell, off the miss by Nutter. Pettiford up the floor for the Tigers, behind the back dribble to the free throw line. Down the lane, off the glass, didn't get it. Rebound, flush! for Cardwell.
Yes, Dillon comes to the forefront. That's one thing I really like about Tahad Pettifer. He changes the pace of Auburn's game when he comes in so fast with the basketball. Got it up on the rim, and Dillon got it off the glass.
Up and up, up and away.
Up and away.
All right. 12 and a half minutes to go, second half. Auburn leads by 20. To the baseline, to the basket. Whistle and a foul on the drive against, did Nutter. He stepped on the baseline. Excuse me. No foul. 12:29 in the second half. Auburn basketball on the 16th turnover of the night by Georgia State. Auburn right now plus 1.7 in turnover margin coming into tonight. Auburn by 20, 12:28 to go. Tigers have led by as much as 20. Pettifer up the floor working against Darnell Evans, who fouls it. First foul on Darnell Evans, the senior from Amityville, New York. He transferred in from Division II Caldwell, where he's averaged 21 points and nearly 5 rebounds a game. Nutter will guard Howard. The inbound comes to Chaney Johnson. Dylan Cardwell inside the arc. Denver Jones, 3 ball in the air. Denver, good.
He is so solid. His maturity level has just come so far in the last 2 years. Just a wonderful thing to watch, and he has become a pure three-point shooter.
8 threes in his last 2 ball games, half of those tonight. 63-40, biggest lead of the night for the Tigers. 11:57 on a counting clock. Clash Peters down the left side of the lane against Cardwell. Bangs into him twice, spins, goes up, and scores. Nicely played. Auburn quickly up the floor. Ja'Kai Howard drives to the hole, underneath for Cardwell. Lost it, ball out of bounds, off of Dillon. Dillon never quite got the handle on that play, and we've got a timeout. 11:40 in the second. Auburn 63, Georgia State 42. Hey, the experts at Sense Green with Carrier create a cool indoor retreat for heating, cooling, and insulation, offering total comfort care for your Tiger family in East Alabama and Huntsville. Visit senseofgreen.com. Carrier, turn to the experts. Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
Nobody beats Cook's Pest Control when it comes to the superior protection against unwanted pests and termites. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. Protect your home and business with pest control you can trust. Call Cook's today for your free quote or to schedule a free on-site inspection. Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Recognized by Newsweek as one of America's best maternity care hospitals, East Alabama Health provides comprehensive treatment for mothers and babies throughout Auburn, Opelika, and the East Alabama region. And starting with the 2024 football season, we're pleased to partner with Auburn Athletics to provide a special Aubie blanket to each baby born at our hospital through a program we call Tiger Tots. For all your maternity care needs, trust the experts at East Alabama Health.
Hey, I'm Charles Barkley. Call for a Redmont and water at bars and restaurants throughout the great state of Alabama. Redmont Vodka, available at select ABC stores and package stores. Redmont Vodka is 8 times distilled, gluten-free, and is made from non-GMO corn. Looking to support a local business? Redmont Distilling is Alabama proud and minority owned. Learn more online at redmontdistilling.com.
Cook's Pest Control presents Protect the Perimeter. Call Cook's Pest Control to guard your home and business from pests and termites.
One of Auburn's all-time great three-point shooters. Of course, he did all of it over at Beard Hughes Coliseum. Lance Weems, the celebrity end tonight. I got to watch Lance play his senior year of high school, and that's when they held half of the state basketball tournaments in Auburn, the other half in Tuscaloosa. And let me tell you what, that young man could play. And played on a state championship team, if I'm not mistaken, and then came to Auburn. And until, well, I think it was either Brown or Harper, Bryce Brown broke his career three-point shooting. That's how long that stood. All right, Auburn up 11:40 to go in the second half, 63-42. Georgia State ball coming out of the timeout break.
Big segment right here, 11:40 to go. The next 4 minutes should decide winning going away.
Inbound Nutter got banged a little bit by Pettiford. He brings the ball forward to the right wing. Looked underneath for Hamilton. That pass wasn't there. Now a screen from Peters. Nutter drives on Cardwell. Baseline right. Cut off by Dillon. Bounce past Hamilton against Howard. Leans in, flops, and a whistle and a foul on Hamilton.
He kind of just pushed his way in over the top of Jakai that time, and Jakai did a good job holding his position.
Agreed.
Drawing the offensive foul.
11:20 in the second half. Auburn 63, Georgia State 42. Tigers have led by as many as 23 tonight, have played almost all of this game without Janai Broom, who left with an injured right shoulder and has not returned and will not tonight. Pettiford across midcourt. Spins in the big Auburn AU and bad pass. Peters with a steal. Drives on Cardwell, who gets back. Peters underneath for Brown. Back to Peters against Cardwell. To the top for Hamilton and a three. No. Long rebound, Jakai Howard ran it down. Howard centering pass, Pettiford. Pettiford underneath, great pass, Cardwell up and a foul. Dillon will go to the line for a couple. It will go against, well, I thought it was going to go against Peters. I don't think so.
I thought it was as well, but the thing
they're going against Nutter.
Yep. The thing that was so impressive that time, on the retrieval of the rebound, the speed that Pettiford pushed that ball and how fast Cardwell ran,
agreed,
was fun to watch.
Dillon misses the free throw. The grad student out of Augusta, Georgia, McEachern High School, career 70% from the field, tying Jalen Williams tonight with the 139th career game. That ties for the Auburn record, but DC misses both.
That's amazing. Total games, 139, you said?
Yes. 63-42 Auburn. 20 on the shot clock for Georgia State. Georgia State ball, 10:37, second half, and a whistle. We're going to get a foul, a block on Tahad Pettiford. Auburn's done a nice job of cutting down on its fouls in the second half. That's just 2 against the Tigers. Of course, Georgia State would say it's one-sided. Panthers have been called for 6 in the second half.
That's true. When it's 6-2, though, we're playing at home, though. And it's been a clean game overall.
Peters drives on Cardwell into the lane. Gets tied up. Whistle. Walk. Dillon put the clamps on Clash Peters.
Dillon
That's
is
turnover number 18 now against Georgia State.
What an amazing athlete. The size, 6'11", 260, can move his feet and defend out on the floor. It's just fun to watch.
63-42 Tigers Auburn ball. 10-14 second half. Howard to the basket up with the left hand, draws the foul on, they got him. They got Jakai for a foul. Did he hook him?
Yeah.
Oh, he was on the baseline, out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he went out of bounds.
Inbound Nutter. Auburn's lead is 21, 10:09 second half. Drive to the hole, off the left side, into the corner, McMullen. McMullen, low post for Peters against Cardwell. Bad shot, missed it. McMullen got the rebound, missed it, got it back. Double teamed. McMullen against Cardwell, whistle foul. Denver Jones will tell you that was a clean strip.
His facial expression was fun to see that time. He really felt like he got all ball, but they put the swarm on him that time.
Second foul on Denver. And McMullen back at the line for 2. He is 4 of 5 from the charity stripe tonight. Dylan Cardwell, I think, lost a contact lens. And he will walk and get some medical help. Get his contact back in, I believe. In the meantime, McMullen's at the line for 2.
Not sure what they'll do on this. If they're allowed, you probably got to get a little saline solution on his eyes and stick it back in. I think Coach Pearl will end up going ahead and taking him out.
Yeah, Turtle comes in replacing Cap. So Jaheim Hudson into the Auburn lineup. Cardwell puts the contact in his right eye. And he's ready for action. McMullen's free throw is good. I like this guy. It's a senior out of Greensboro, North Carolina, Ben L. Smith High School. Well, he's a good-looking athlete.
Sure is. He really competes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. 6'8", 235. He uses every bit of it. Cuts Auburn's lead to 20. He can cut the lead now under 20 here. He knocks home both for the lefty. 6 of McMullen's 12 points tonight from the free throw line. Auburn's lead down to 19 points, 9:49 second half. 3 turnovers in the last 2:22 for Auburn. Hudson underneath Cheney, left side of the lane. Gets an opening, gets the ball back out to Kelly. Miles a screen, gives the ball back to Cheney. Drives into the lane, bounce pass, right wing, 3 ball, Denver, nope. Rebound out of bounds off of Auburn, nope, foul on Cheney Johnson. Going for the rebound. Well, those fouls have evened up in a hurry, haven't they?
Very quickly. Ever since you said that.
I know. I should have kept my mouth shut.
That's all right. Sometimes one way or the other, it's the most amazing stat at the end of the game. They're going to even that thing up.
Chris Moore, Dylan Cardwell in. Cheney Johnson, Jaheim Hudson sit down. And Auburn high 19 on the night for Cheney Johnson. 9:25 in the second half. Evans, right sideline for Nutter. Puts it on the floor with the left hand. He beat Howard to the basket, missed it, but the rebound is there for Clash Peters.
Coach Pearl's not going to be happy about it like that. Giving up a straight line, automatic straight line drive is something his defense is not designed for.
16 offensive rebounds on the night for Georgia State. Miles Kelly straightaway 3. Drew Iron, rebound Dillon. Right wing Denver for 3. Yes.
Just 15. So solid. Oh, wow, what a shot.
17 on the night for Denver, 5 threes on the night for Denver Jones. 8:43 second half, 66-46 Tigers. Darnell Evans at the wing. Top of the circle, Nutter. Left wing, throws it underneath, gets it to McMullen. Into the corner, it's knocked out of bounds by Miles Kelly. Getting into the passing lane there as Chad Baker-Mazara comes in. Ja'Kai Howard sits down.
Ja'Kai had the last game or so has really gotten several trips, get a little bit more experience just to knock the rust off a little bit as he grows into an outstanding player.
Into the backcourt, Peters runs it down almost to the baseline. Shot clock is down to 11. Evans across midcourt, shot clock at 8. Now to Peters at the free throw line, down to the baseline for McMullen. 5 to the wing. 3 ball in the air by Nutter, short. Rebound tap. Chad Baker-Mazara runs it down for Auburn. Left-hand pass. Denver Jones up the floor. Denver at the left wing. Centers. Whips a pass. Right side, Chad Baker. On the wing. 18 to shoot. Top of the circle, Chad for Denver. Chris Moore. Left side, Denver. Inside the arc. Ball batted away. Miles Kelly gets the ball, and he's undercut. And that'll be a foul on Darnell Evans, I think, or did it just go out of bounds off of Georgia State?
No, I think they called a foul.
Yeah, Evans called for the foul and a timeout on the floor. 7:57 to go. Auburn 66, Georgia State 46. You find your piece of paradise on the Alabama Gulf Coast with Mindy Jones of Remax Paradise. Visit Mindy, that's visit MindyAtParadise.com. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
No timeouts for Auburn. Harris got to hurry up. Finally throws it in to Dunnins, puts it up at the buzzer. Good! Auburn wins! Dunnins at the buzzer! The Tigers win! 76-74! Dunnins at the buzzer!
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment on the Auburn Sports Network.
Thinking of advancing your career with a master's degree in business? If so, consider the graduate degree choices at Auburn University's Harbert College of Business. Ranked among the nation's best, we offer full-time and online programs in finance, supply chain management, information systems, accounting, and business administration. Learn more at harbert.auburn.edu.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Brad Law back at Neville Arena, giving you an update on the Yellowwood scoreboard. They're in overtime. South Carolina trying to get its first Quad 1 win of the year over number 25 Clemson. Gamecocks lead 89-88 in overtime. Clemson has the ball with 3 seconds to go. We'll keep you posted probably after our game is over tonight. LSU leads Stetson 31-5. That's right. And they are about midway through the first half in that matchup. And Missouri held off Jack State in Como 83-72. Gamecocks still don't have a win over an SEC team since they beat Alabama in the 1952-53 season. Andy Burcham, Coach Randall Dickey, back to you after that Yellowwood update.
That Missouri team comes to Auburn to open Southeastern Conference play on January 4th. It's a 3 o'clock tip here at Neville Arena. Miles Kelly at the free throw line for Auburn. It's a one-end bonus for Miles. 87% from the stripe this season. Free throw by Miles is good.
That looked good. Just looking at that stat after that segment right there, we weren't shooting as well from the free throw line. Only 60%, 6 for 10.
And Miles knocks home both.
Give us a little better chance. Get us 8 for 12 now on the night.
7:57 in the second. Auburn 68, Georgia State 46. Auburn with some pressure. And then off the inbound pass, the Tigers settle back into the man. Evans against Denver, and Denver got called for the hand check. Third foul on Denver Jones. Jackson will trigger in front of the Georgia State bench. And I think Chad Baker-Mazara got a little too close to the sideline there. Jason Jackson, a freshman out of Sarasota, Florida, gets his first action of the night. Drive to the hole by Hamilton off the inbound pass. His first two-point field goal. Trims the lead to 20 with 7:40 to go in the second half.
Yeah, that's a little unusual. Denver usually does a little better job. They isolated him one-on-one on the out-of-bounds play and kind of snuck one by him.
Moore, right side. Looks to hand the ball to Baker-Mazara. Tied up, lobs it to Baker at the center stripe. Shot clock at 9. Gets a screen by Cardwell. Head fake, hesitation, step back 3. Chad Baker banked up, missed. And the rebound comes to McMullen for Georgia State. Cheney Johnson in at the next break for Auburn. McMullen, right wing 3 ball. Hamilton, no. Rebound, Cardwell had it, lost it. Moore runs it down for Auburn. Samo up the floor for the Tigers, leaves for Denver Jones. Auburn by 20, 6:53 in the second half. Denver Jones between the circles. To Chris Moore, ball batted away. Steal by McMullen, drives to the hole, puts it up there, no, but he was fouled by Chris Moore.
That's one thing the Tigers are going to work on. That point guard pass back to the big guy to create the flex cut. You cannot float that ball. They've ran through to him. Tahad did it earlier in the half, and then Denver did it then.
That's 10 turnovers for Auburn. A little over one more than Auburn has been accustomed to this season. And McMullen at the free throw line to shoot a couple for Georgia State. Missed the free throw. Is it time for gooey fries? The Jungle certainly thinks so.
Well, that young man's, he's logged a lot of minutes tonight as well, up to 33. And
McMullen's free throw, he missed them both. It's gooey fries at Baumeyer's Victory Grill. Auburn the other way. Baker Mazzara lobs it. Oh, alley-oop, Chaney Johnson.
That's what you call up and away by Chaney Johnson. What a pass by Chad Baker Mazzara.
21 on the night for Chaney. Drive to the hole, Evans, block and a foul. A late whistle and a foul. And Chad Baker Mazzara goes to the floor, lying on his belly, hands in his, or face in his hands. And Chad Baker sits up. Gets some help from Pettiford and Chaney. He's all right. Bruce Pearl comes out to make sure that Chad Baker Mazzara is all right. And they may look at this from a couple different ways. And Bruce Pearl talking to the Georgia State bench right now. Yeah, yikes.
I think they'll take a quick look at it just to make sure that there wasn't anything flagrant on the play, which I don't think so. I think it was just there was 4 or 5 guys above the rim going toward the basket, airborne, and actually kind of nudged into each other.
Pettiford was called for the foul. Let me tell you what, after the foul, Chad Baker Mazzara is going for the rebound, and Nick McMullen came in from behind and kind of wrapped his arm around Chad Baker's head.
Yeah, it was either him or the Crash Davis there.
Yeah, he got hit from behind and in front.
That's a.
He got popped twice there.
Yeah, he kind of led with that elbow there, initiating the contact instead of pursuing the basketball.
Well, Clash Peters didn't go for the rebound. He went for Chad Baker Mazzara and put an elbow into Chad Baker's chin.
He sure did. I don't know how they will rule on that, but if they see what I saw.
I think it's a common foul on Pettiford. That's the first thing they were looking at.
No doubt.
But they could call a flagrant on Clash Peters as he put an elbow into the chin of Chad Baker Mazzara.
Well, that's for sure. And there's one thing about it is he was not pursuing the basketball.
Right. That's the point.
Yes.
Hey, SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling basketball tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Tigers. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. And a technical now has been called on Jonas Hayes as Steven Anderson explained what I think is going to be a flagrant foul on Clash Peters. Clash Peters. And he is still John with the officials. Talking about Jonas Hayes, the head coach for Georgia State. And let's see if we can get this sorted out. I do think it's a foul on Tahad on the attempted basket.
I agree.
But then there was what I believe was a flagrant against Clash Peters, and then a technical called on Jonas Hayes.
Well, I felt like that the officials should split and explain to both coaches exactly what took place.
Well, and I think that's what Steven Anderson was trying to do.
Common foul on white 0. After the play, we have a contact technical foul on blue 21.
All right, so they did not call a technical foul. They did.
Yes, they did.
Well, wasn't there? My point is, wasn't it a flagrant foul on Peters and then a technical foul on Jonas Hayes? And I don't think that was explained right there, was it? No. Okay. So 3 different incidents there. The foul on Tahad Pettiford, the flagrant foul on Peters, and the technical foul on the Georgia State head coach. I believe that's correct.
That's the way it was explained at that time, and I'm not sure how we sort that out.
The explanation was what was under review, and now Chad Baker-Mazzara at the free throw line for Auburn for 2 free throws. First is good, as if you couldn't tell.
That's a sweet sound, isn't it?
71, it is for Brad Law. 71-48 Tigers. Free throw, good. All right, now what should be the shooting foul for Georgia State, which will go to Darnell Evans. And then Auburn will get the technical fouls and the ball out of bounds, right?
That's correct. That's the way I see it.
Right. Evans' free throw is missed. Chad Baker-Mazzara, by the way, has hit his last 30 free throws. Evans' free throw is good. I'm hesitant to even say that because he goes back to the free throw line right here. Wendell Green had a streak of 34 in a row in 2023. Free throw is good. 16 points on the night for Chad Baker-Mazzara. He's Chad Baker, the free throw maker right now. 32 in a row by CBM.
Amazing feat. He's got such great poise, great routine.
74-49 Tigers. 6:25 to go in the second. They need to kind of watch it here the rest of this ball game. Pettiford breaks the press to free throw line. Left wing, Miles Kelly. Spins. Maintains the basketball, now puts it on the floor. Backs up with 13 to shoot. Lobs to Chaney Johnson. Drives into the lane. Goes down, loses the ball. McMullen the other way for Georgia State. Evans to the basket. Goes up and he scores, and a foul on CBM.
I think any contact now around the baskets on either end is going to be quick whistles.
And that was a little bit of bad luck for Auburn because the turnover goes against Chaney Johnson, but he slipped in the lane and then lost the ball.
Yeah, I think they see that mismatch, and I think they're trying to isolate him one-on-one. He just is.
Evans' free throw is good.
He kind of zigged when his body zagged.
74-42 Tigers. Under 6 minutes to go in the second half. Counting clock, 5:53. Tahad Pettiford, right-hand dribble. To Dylan Cardwell outside the arc. To Tahad. Tahad down the lane. Chad Baker-Mazzara. Low alley-oop, Dylan Cardwell. You can see it coming, couldn't you?
Beautiful roll. What a pass by Chad Baker. Put it way above the rim, and Dylan Cardwell can shoot down as good as anyone in the country.
6 points and 5 rebounds tonight for Dylan. 3 ball up, McMillan missed it. Rebound pulled in by Miles Kelly. Across midcourt, Chaney Johnson hands to Tahad Pettiford. 5:16 to go, second half. Auburn by 22 or make that 24 points. Pettiford, Johnson between the circles. Bounce pass, Cardwell. Dylan into the lane, out to the top. Chaney, head fake at 3. Drives to the hole, gets banged, and he'll go to the line for a couple. I think they'll get McMullen for this one. Yep.
McMullen is really feeling this. Legs are heavy right now. He's logged a lot of minutes. He's up to 34 minutes. Almost played every second.
Yeah, he
of
has.
this game.
Chaney Johnson gets a couple. In and out. 21 on the night for Chaney, his Division I career high. Tigers right now shooting 63% from the field in the second half. 53.7 in the game. Hamilton out, and Ferguson is in. Malik Ferguson. Saw him briefly in the first half. Chaney's second free throw is good. 22 on the night for Chaney.
He's had a good night. He's really carried us inside.
Chaney Johnson, 10 of 12 from the field, 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Auburn presses. They get the ball inbound to Cesar Edwards. He drives. He goes up. He missed it. Cheney got back. Here's Cheney the other way. Free throw line. Cheney down the lane. Right hand hammer.
Coast.
Holy cow.
Moly, that's what a dunk.
24 for Cheney Johnson from one rim to the other with authority. 79-52 Tigers. 4:40 to go. And as Chad Baker goes for a steal at midcourt, they get him for the foul. All three of his fouls coming in the second half. I agree. 4:39 in the second. Cheney Johnson with a wondrous night for the Tigers, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Janai Broome played 2 minutes and 18 seconds before he left with an injured right shoulder. He has not returned. And Cheney Johnson has stepped up and then some tonight. Free throw by Lane is good. Auburn's done a really nice job against Tenary Lane, who came in averaging 14.5 points per ball game.
Yeah, they've done a good job. They've held him to about 5 points tonight.
Indeed. Transfer from Winthrop, redshirt freshman out of Atlanta. Free throw is in and out, and the rebound comes to Dylan Cardwell. Pettiford up the floor, Miles Kelly. Left wing three. Didn't get it. Rebound, weak side, underneath. Two-hand slam. Cheney Johnson from Chad Baker Mazzara.
It's just his night. Woo. Just up and away. You can call that Johnson Airlines right there.
Yes, indeed. Cheney Air.
Cheney Air. He sure has spent plenty of time above the rim tonight.
Yes, he has. 81-53 Tigers. No look underneath. Ferguson against Miles Kelly with the left hand. No, and a whistle and an offensive foul. A push by Tenary Lane as he knocked Chad Baker Mazzara to the floor. And that will put CBM at the free throw line for 2. 4:01 to go. Auburn has never trailed tonight. Tigers have won 3 games this season, start to finish. This could be the 4th tonight. It will be the 4th. Let's put it that way. Free throw. Good. 33 consecutive free throws made by Cheney Johnson. He could tie the Auburn record right here. Ja'Kai Howard's going to replace CBM after this free throw. "34 consecutive free throws, ties an Auburn school record. And Chad Baker Mazzara probably done for the night with 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Ja'Kai Howard is in. 4:01 to go, Auburn by 30.
11 for 11. What a night for the free throw line by Baker Mazzara. He and Cheney Johnson have really carried the Tigers.
Inbound, batted back out of bounds by Ja'Kai. And that brings us to our final media timeout. 4 minutes exactly to go. Auburn by 30 over Georgia State as Auburn basketball continues in a moment.
Damaging an underground utility can cause a lot more problems than you think. By causing a potentially avoidable damage to underground utilities, there's many scenarios that do not end well. To keep the gas, power, water, and internet running, using 811 to have your underground utilities marked is a critical piece of the damage prevention process, whether you're a homeowner or an excavator. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. Visit al811.com for more information.
It's a great day to get vaccinated. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take the steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Children and teens can still catch up on their vaccinations even if they start late. Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccine. Let's all do our part to get back on track. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Whata Wings from Whataburger are tossed in honey butter, honey barbecue, sweet and spicy buffalo, and now for a limited time, try our new Nashville hot sauce. Now, we know some people are going to say these premium chicken tender bites are not real wings. And to that we say, so what? It's okay to be deliciously incorrect. Butterflies aren't made of butter, French fries are not from France, and your daddy's famous pork butt, not actually butt. Boneless Whata Wings from Whataburger. Get them Nashville hot for a limited time, no matter what you call them.
Whata Wings. Whataburger, Whata Wings. Keep it here after the game for the Regions Bank postgame show with final stats and analysis, plus comments from Coach Pearl. Now back to the game.
4 minutes to go in this one. Tigers up 83-53. A couple notable notes on this one tonight. A career high 26 points for Chaney Johnson in an Auburn uniform as he goes 12 of 14 from the field. Chad Baker-Mazar just tied the Auburn school record for most consecutive most consecutive free throws at 34 with Wendell Green Jr. and counting. And Janai Broome played 2 minutes and 18 seconds at the start of this game tonight. Left the floor with an injured right shoulder and has not returned.
ID.
As we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Pettiford, Howard, Kelly, Cardwell, Chaney Johnson out there for Auburn. At the top, it's McMullen against Dillon. Into the lane, cut off by DC. Wants to get rid of the basketball. Does. Free throw line, Ferguson down the lane. And he gets it to go, and Pettiford is called for the foul. 3 fouls on Tahad, all in the second half. And Malik Ferguson goes to the line for the and one. A sophomore out of Grovetown, Georgia. This Georgia State team opens Sunbelt Conference play this Saturday at Troy. About to fall to 1-8 all time against Auburn.
Yeah, they'll have to return back to Alabama this week. I'm anxious to follow them throughout the Sun Belt because they've really got some good-looking athletes.
Free throw missed by Ferguson, rebounded by Auburn, and here is Pettiford up the floor for Auburn as we get to the 3:30 mark of the second half. Pettiford, left wing, Chaney Johnson. Whistle, foul away from the ball. It's going to go against Malik Ferguson, who was banging over there on Miles Kelly, who goes to the line for 2 for Auburn. Both teams are in the double bonus.
Well, the Tigers have really played well tonight, especially without Broome. They've had 28 points off turnovers.
Free throw is good for Miles Kelly.
Amazing 50 points inside the paint.
Without Janai Broome.
The only negative that you could say that took place tonight, besides the injury to Broome, is the 20 second chance points Georgia State had.
17 offensive rebounds. Miles knocks home the free throw.
And I think you have to put the combination of losing Broome and that together a little bit because his size factor and what he can do.
Jaheim Hudson and J.P. Pegues are in as Kelly and Cardwell sit down, maybe for the last time tonight. 3:20 to go, second half. Ferguson left wing. At the top, it's McMullen against Jaheim. McMullen in the key. At the top, it's Edwards. Edwards with a long three at the top. He didn't get it. Rebound tap up by Ferguson. He missed it. Rebound Ja'Kai Howard, and he is fouled by Ferguson. And that'll put the athletic Ja'Kai Howard at the free throw line for 2 more. Out of Boston, back-to-back double-figure games coming into this one tonight.
Really done a good job. He's got a lot of trips the last couple of games, getting a little bit of more experience. Every time he plays, you're going to see him just get better and better.
He is looking for point number 1 right here. He'll get a couple. First free throw is good. Malachi Brown into the lineup for Georgia State. Second free throw from Ja'Kai. Good. Bangs in there.
Really good. And it's also good to see, even without Broome, it's good to see the Tigers continuing to use their rotation, the different looks, a different combination of players.
Up to 79% shooting from the free throw line right now in this one. Jackson down the left side. Cesar Edwards against Chaney. Whistle and a block. on Cheney. He may have flopped a little bit.
That might do it for him, maybe.
Who do you go to?
Well, I think you
Chris Moore, perhaps?
I think so. Chris is a versatile player that you could probably put Hudson in the 5
You could
position.
you could go to a Darren Scott off the bench if you want a big in there. Third foul, by the way. Free throw is missed by Edwards. This Georgia State team has logged a lot of minutes, and you can tell right now, can't you?
Yes, this last 3 minutes is really taking a toll on their legs, and
Edwards will shoot the second free throw, and if he makes it, Clash Peters will come in. And he got the second to fall. And that'll bring Clash into the ball game. Here's Chris Moore replacing. And a standing ovation for Cheney Johnson. A handshake from the Auburn head coach.
Well, it's an outstanding night tonight.
Career night.
12 for 14 field goals.
Cheney Johnson, what a night for Cheney. 26 points and 8 rebounds. Pettiford, left wing, top of the circle, Chris Moore. Left wing, Turtle Hudson. Backs his man into the lane, spins to the baseline to the goal. Good.
Beautiful one-on-one move, used his left hand, showed a little bit of game right there.
Scores a bucket against his old team. He was here in 2022 playing for Georgia State against Auburn. 89-56 Tigers. Tigers have equaled and surpassed their point total for the year as McMullen drives on Moore and puts it in. And Auburn has done it, shooting 65% from the field in the second half. Thank you, Brad Law.
Well, that's good. They're very efficient. It just shows how good the Tigers are. They've got great depth. They really, when one man goes down, someone steps up.
McMullen's free throw is good, a three-point play for Nick. He has 15 points on the night. 89-59 Tigers. Pettiford across midcourt, gets a behind-the-back dribble and a screen. Not once but twice from Hudson. Gives it to Jaheim. Into the corner, Moore to the top for Pettiford. Pegues, left side, Jakai for three. Everybody on the floor for Auburn touched the ball as Howard knocks it down.
Unselfish basketball right there. Everybody touches it. They go from one side of the floor to the other. And I've said so many times how good the Tigers are when they do that.
92-59 Auburn, a minute 43 to go in the second half. Peters at the right wing, top of the circle for Brown. Brown cut off by Turtle, gets it right side, near steal by Howard. Oh, he was just a split second away from a half-court run to the basket.
That would have been nice to see if he'd have kind of broke loose on that one.
It would have been spectacular.
It might have been Air Howard then.
Yes, indeed. Out of bounds to midcourt, Brown. Third straight game for Auburn, over 90 points. Three ball up, it is missed. Rebound out of bounds off of Georgia State. Auburn has held 6 of 10 opponents under 70 points this season. 4 under 60. With a minute 24 to go, the Tigers have held Georgia State to 59 points tonight.
Their defense is just sensational.
Pegues curls down the lane, head fake, kicks it left wing. Chris Moore, three. Yes!
This team basketball right there, it's not necessarily who scores, it's trying to find the open man. That mentality is great basketball.
First three of the year for Chris Moore. We're at a minute to go in this one. The Tigers lead 95-59.
1 minute remaining.
Jackson outside the arc to McMullen, picked up by Jakai. Behind the back dribble, knocked away. Jakai with the steal. Jakai, ball knocked away from McMullen, and he's fouled by McMullen. And Jakai will go to the line to shoot two. So 3 straight games of 90 points or more. 4 of the last 5 for Auburn. And here comes C.J. Williams, along with Presley Patterson. And Blake Michalek. Free throw by Jakai is good. All of Jakai's 7 points have come in the second half. Pettiford sits down. So does Hudson. And Patterson will replace Jakai Howard if Jakai knocks home this free throw. Free throw is in the air. It's good.
Well, it's all of a sudden, it's always good. The scout team get a chance to play this last 49 seconds.
Lashalik, Williams, and Patterson with Moore and Pegues. Left wing 3-ball Jackson. No. Rebound Presley Patterson. Rips it out of the sky. Ahead to J.P. Pegues. 97-59 Tigers. Auburn will spread it out. Pegues between the legs dribble. 3 for 100. Bang!
Holy moly, what a shot. A great step back to put us in the century mark right there.
100-59. 24 seconds to go in the second half. What a second half of basketball for Auburn. And Brown running out the clock inside midcourt. 12 seconds to go in this one. Tigers about to get to double-digit wins on the season. Down to 6. 69% shooting in the second half. Brown just dribbles this away, doesn't even attempt a shot, and the Tigers pull away for a 100-59 win against Georgia State.
Just an outstanding performance by the Tigers. In the absence of Broom, everybody stepped up. Team basketball was beautiful to play. Their defense was sensational. But the thing that was so much fun to watch is how they found the open guy from one side of the floor to the other. They're good team basketball, and that shows how good the Tigers really are.
A career-high 26 points for Chaney Johnson, the Wind Creek high score for the Tigers. Elevate your gameplay to fabulous. Play the hottest games and fabulous rewards at Wind Creek Casinos and on the Casinoverse app. Your final again tonight, Auburn 100, Georgia State 59. Stay tuned, the Regions Bank postgame show is next, and this is the Auburn Sports Network.
It's that time of year again, Auburn basketball, and as this year's team makes